Shout out to Kopish.
Shout out to Kopish, guys.
All the good work
the
up.
two legends, Emil Heskey, Howard Gill. Can't get much better than that, guys. Yeah. You know what to do now. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm with legends, guys.
Kopish.
Yes, lovely people. Welcome back to another Monday Night Live show. We are Team Kopish, and as always, when we get behind the mic, please make sure you subscribe, comment, and like. Man like Matt Drifty, how are you guys doing this evening?
I'm good, you know, bro. I'm all right still as well, Carl. What was I going to say? We're in good stead right now. We can't really complain. We know we want to do more, but as things stand right now, I don't think there can be any complaints in terms of what we're doing. So, yeah.
Firstly, off topic,
like we've been gone for a while as well.
Have you lot watched the UFC?
No, I haven't. No.
No, some of them. Hold on. Let me think. Hold on.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, some of it I have. Some of it I have.
Cool. Say nothing.
So I saw Lawler's thing. I saw
International Fight Week, and that you missed it. Cool.
No.
I've got a legit excuse. That was my birthday, bro. So I got a legit excuse.
No, I hear it. It's not really an excuse, but cool.
And Matt was with me, so me and Matt have got the exact same.
No.
We were outside though, Cal.
It's an alibi. I wouldn't say it's an excuse, but cool.
That's an alibi, you know.
Alibi, bro.
Matt said, "Where were you at 4:32 Saturday?"
No, bro,
you know how much of a stick card you guys have missed, but cool. There's no point in me even speaking.
We'll catch up.
I'll catch up,
bro. We'll catch up.
It's Monday. Still, it's Monday. That's like imagine like imagine we were doing like a watch along and then we did a review and then like big up man like Sadiq or someone who's a regular was like, I'll watch the game next Tuesday. You'd be like, right, miss it. It's cool. We'll just move swiftly on. How was your man's weekend? In fact, Drift, I'll start with you. How's the birthday week and the weekend, brother?
It was good, bruv. It was good. Love as always. Big up everyone who gave me the birthday blessings and shout outs and it was good, man. It was good. Holiday with the missus for my actual birthday. Then saw the man them at the weekend. It was good, man. It's all you can ask for. You know what I mean? You're getting to that age now where you don't even want birthdays. I think once you get past 30, you don't even want births anymore. To be honest, like,
brother.
no, I want a birthday because I want to be alive. But
yeah. I know.
No,
it's just like you know,
celebrate my birthdays.
Yeah. I'm still celebrating them.
I see you, son.
I big up to Sander 7 as well.
My brother, you know. Big up to Sander. Don't worry, bro. We're gonna. Yeah. He knows.
Big up to everyone. Matt, how's your week and weekend been, bro?
Yeah, do you know what? My weekend was, it was it was good. Like it was a mixture of everything in it, so I can't really complain, innit? My weekend was all right. But now Saturday was especially blessed though, because obviously went up for Drift's birthday and that. So yeah, man. All good,
I missed the UFC. Cool, right. So
you had to drop that in there, bro.
Well, I'm not gonna say when you lot see it, then you're gonna apologize to me.
No. But the thing is, all right, cool. No. I No, I know it's a serious card as well. I've seen some of the fights. I'm saying I ain't seen all of it in it.
Cool, beyond serious, but cool. Right, two main topics on the agenda. One about a player that we have. Another about a player that we want. So we're going to start with the captain, Drifty. I don't know if you want to mute us or what. You took the news not too great today, and all it was a rumor. So I don't know if you want to be in this part of the show or as
Hi, this is Jordan Henderson, and you're watching Team Kop-Ish. My
house insurance hasn't renewed for the new year yet. Like I've got that little off-peak period, like a couple of days where I determine whether I'm going to stay with the same provider or not. Matt, I'll start with you. Firstly, would you keep Jordan Henderson? Fully solved.
Man switched his light off. We can still see you, big man.
All right. Let's get into it. All right. Would I sell Jordan Henderson? in all honesty, not right now, no.
All right,
And
hold it there.
Can I give my
Hold it
reasons?
Not yet.
Okay.
Drift, would you? No. Sorry, my bad, Drift.
Bro.
All right, Bilal, that's a goated comment still. Long time, Drift, no killer, man.
I'm telling you, bro.
You already know.
That might
man.
change. That might
You
change.
already
Though.
know. Nah, not in the slightest. My captain's ready. My captain is on it. He's motivated. He's got the assignment. Most people should be watching what he's doing and thinking, nah, do you know what? That's what he's supposed to do. That's professional. That's what a leader does. They raise their game up based on the fact they see that they're under.
You're doing the most, Drift. All we've seen is a couple of pictures of him training. All footballers.
No, bro. Have you seen a video that got released today, bro? He's working hard, bro. He's grinding.
They all work
hard.
He is. No, but they all work hard. Like,
no.
But he came back from holiday early, bro. He didn't even need to come back early,
bro. No, he saw McAllister and Szoboszlai sign and thought, yeah, I need to start my workout early, bro. But do you want to know something? That's actually a positive thing because listen, iron sharpens iron, innit? But can I say my reason?
No, not yet. So okay. I'm gonna spin the question now.
Okay.
If we're going just based off Henderson, the footballer, nothing else, just completely isolated. Because I know why we've all said, well, I know why me and Matt have said no. I know just got different reasons. But purely based off footballing quality, as a footballer, Matt, would you keep Henderson? Just based off footballing ability.
Yeah.
Okay. I wouldn't.
Can I tell you my reason?
Surprise.
Can I tell you my reason? Yeah. I'll say yeah. But I don't know whether this is gonna add up though, and whether I'm playing a little game or whatever.
No, but the question was
you just said footballing ability, yeah.
Just football. Just football. He's on a football pitch. No context around it.
100. Football ability also includes tactical intelligence, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Out of everybody in the Liverpool midfield, he understands our pattern of play, argue better than anybody. Because when they sit in the film room and they go through what teams do, what we're supposed to do, he understands that, yeah? Execution-wise, obviously, this is where it gets techie because we're going to talk about execution. We've just lost James Milner, Oxlade-Chamberlain, and Navigator. The latter two didn't play. James Milner obviously did play quite a bit last season, Cal. We were having not laughs and jokes, but we were kind of speaking about it, saying, bro, it don't matter if we're winning the game, losing the game, drawing the game, Milner's always playing. There's a reason why I think Henderson should be there. I can't use captain. He understands I can't use captain. I'm sort of talking football. Hold it there.
Yeah, pause. You're going a little too fast still. Hold it there.
Bro, you can't let me land. I'm in mid-air.
I can't let you land too much. I've got to play the devil's advocate tonight, innit?
All right.
I'm really avoiding eye contact with Drifter at all costs. Man, just staring a hole through the camera lens, bro. You said something very important there. He understands the patterns of play better than anyone else. However, we've not started switching tactics, and then there's understanding the patterns and executing it in the same way, Matt. Me and you have both said Flacco can still read the game, but his body can't execute what his brain is telling it to do. So, Drift, Matt, hold that there. Drift, I'm going to come to you next. Based on just footballing ability. Just based on footballing ability, Drift, would you keep Jordan Brian Henderson?
100%.
And why?
I truly believe that a large portion of what made Henderson look like he wasn't good enough was being ran into the ground, the pressure of everything that was going on with the midfield being all over the place. I think we watched a lot of times last season when he was kind of like overdoing it to make up for how poor the whole team was in general. You know, we used to say a lot like, Henderson will start the press and then nobody would really follow him. But sometimes I think that was him doing that, like leading by example. It's just everybody else just wasn't like on it. But if they were on it, then maybe it would have been a bit better if they'd have kept following him and leading. I think he was over trying. You get Henderson in a team where he's not going to be starting, where you've got other ballers, and he's going to be a squad player, and he's going to come in where and when necessary, be the guy to come on for 20 minutes like how Milner was, and see games out, use game intelligence, all that kind of stuff like what Matt was saying. Henderson's legs aren't gone. They're not gone. Like there were parts of last season where I believe that he was showing he still had it. But yeah, he can't play week in, week out, twice a week and all that kind of stuff. But if you've got Henderson just playing the last 20 minutes of games, playing once a week, having a rest, whatever, and being a squad player, being a utility player, being able to play in a multiple of different positions, whether you lot believe to a high level or not, I still believe if you've got to play somebody right midfield for 20 minutes while you're defending, you've gone into a certain shape where you're being defensive and he's on the right side of the midfield, just being defensive, or he's got to fill in at right back for 10 minutes because something's going on. Henderson can do that stuff. Whether people want to admit it or not, or they hate him or not, he can do that stuff. We saw this guy play centre-back for us. Yes, it was 3 years ago when he was in his peak, but he played centre-back for us and he played it very well. Like, I don't believe that Jordan Henderson is anywhere near done as a squad player. So do I agree he shouldn't be starting lineup at this stage? Yeah. I'm not even going to make the jokes and all that. So Hendo shouldn't be starting every week now. No. But what, Europa League games, FA Cup games, coming on for 20 minutes, 100% Henderson is good enough for that. 100%. So without a shadow of a doubt, there's a 26-man squad. If people are telling me Hendo ain't good enough, 25, people are telling me Hendo ain't good enough to be part of the 25, then I think they're just going way over the top. Way over the top. But again, that's just me, innit?
Matt, anything you want to add to that?
All right, so while I quickly went out the room, I had to really think about what I was saying. And I think I might have led people down the wrong path still. Because I shouldn't be laughing. This is our captain, you know. But no, I'm joking. All jokes aside, this is what I was thinking. You said footballing ability, and what I really wanted to say was like he offers more than just football ability because he's the captain. But I understand you asked me that direct question because you don't want me to go about other things other than just the fact of what does he still produce on the pitch, innit? It's more the real question. The real answer is if we're just talking just footballing ability, then obviously we all kind of know it's a no, or we all at least know we shouldn't be starting. But what it is just that because you've lost your vice captain and you were to lose your captain as well, and even though he might not be the same player that he used to be, he understands the club as a whole. Like, I think just right in terms of him coming on for 15, 20 minutes or so, he can do what Milner done. He can bring that experience that you need where a Szoboszlai or McAllister, they're better players, but they might not have that experience at that time in the game where it's like you need to be switched on. It's a fresh mind. Do I think it's the right time for him to leave? Like I said before, like in terms of like when you look up, we've lost Milner as well. Probably not. I think we've done it a little bit. Like we're taking a real big gamble here if we let Henderson go, and I'll tell you why. To lose your captain and vice captain the same summer, yeah, that is kind of risky because you're asking the new players as well just to settle in straight away and be amazing. Because what happens if Szoboszlai or McAllister just like, you know, the shirt's a bit too big for them, so to speak, and they struggle a bit or whatever. Do you guys want to say? Like, you need people that kind of know the club and know what it's about. And I understand his quality has diminished because he's gotten older. Come on, I'm the one that will always sit here and be honest about it. Like I will say, like, come on, man, we ain't got time for our captain just be hoofing the ball off the pitch. However, what I do understand is as well, you have to understand the leadership that he brings as well. And this is where you kind of go, it's not just on the pitch, it's off the pitch. And
Stay
you're
there,
right.
If you stay there.
Okay.
Stay there. I'm glad you guys mentioned leadership because that was going to be the next thing I roll into. The first thing people mention when they think about Henderson now as a footballer is his leadership. And I don't think that's a bad thing because he is a leader. He's a fantastic leader and he's been a fantastic captain for Liverpool. However, is that being overplayed because you've got Virgil, who's the Holland captain. You've got Alisson, who's a leader. You've got Robbo, who's Scotland captain. Flacco is more than experienced. You've also got Thiago, who's more than experienced. You've got Salah, who's a leader as well. Are we putting too much emphasis on this? I'm not saying he might be the best leader, but is being a great leader enough for you to still just be at the club and be in the first team squad?
Drift, sorry, before you even say anything, I want to say something. I agree with Drift, yes. And not only that, all the people in the comments, I understand there's a lot of people that disagree with what I'm saying, even disagree with what Drift's saying. What you just said
by the way, I'm not giving my opinion.
No, I know. You're just playing devil's advocate. I hate you.
Yeah, no one come for me yet, please. Because
you're playing devil's advocate.
Still.
I love the way how people say leaders, and that's right. There are leaders at Liverpool. There are, but as far as I'm aware, he's the only leader that's led us to a Premier League, and he's the only leader that's got us to a Champions League and won the 2 other cups. Now, I'm not saying that there are other leaders on the pitch. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. But we're almost acting like this is where we go a bit too far now. As much as even I want to say, all right, quality-wise, we know man, like the new guys we just brought in are better quality-wise. But we can't stop. We can't just sit here and go, the man's just done. He can't play ball. He's worthless to Liverpool. Because that's how some people are talking, and I think that's mad reckless. Because what people are saying, what people are badgering on. What people are saying is this. Oh, we've got other leaders.
Still.
No, I hear that. That was a good comment. So what I don't understand is this stuff. People are acting like you just get rid of Henderson, and what they're saying is everyone else is gonna be all right. And they might be right, but there's also that gamble of it might not be though. And sometimes, Cal, you know, so crazy. Your best supporter or your best captain might not even play, bro. It's behind the scenes. And this is where I think people kind of get confused when we talk about, like, I'm hearing when Szoboszlai come to do his media day, do you realize on the same day he was looking for houses and them things there? You got to make sure man gets settled in them things there, you know. But people will look past that and go, what? What's Henderson going to do? What? Is he just going to tell man where to live? Bro, I think people underestimate what a captain does. You know, the captain is the first person to kind of greet, like everything what they do, like is welcoming the new players. It's going to raise their level. And listen, this might be the last season we see of Henderson. But I think people just like disrespecting my man, like he's just like some dead, like, I don't know, like almost like he's a dead footballer, like he needs to get out of the club. I think that's been too irrational, in my opinion. And that's me saying that. So I'm kind of more in the middle, whereas I feel like Kyle, I correct me if I'm wrong, you're saying nothing. I feel like you're more on the complete other side and Drift on that side.
Don't try for it.
What do you mean? But if you were so passionate about your captain, you would have spoke up. No, you wouldn't let the slander happen.
I'll give you my opinion on it. Without context, I'd sell Henderson. Without context, but with the context of Milner leaving, that would be losing our captain and vice captain in the same summer. The homegrown situation and potential more new players coming in that will need to settle. And I think Klopp's a bit fragile at the moment. I would keep Henderson. But if I'm taking context out of it and just judging him based on football ability, then no. But you have to add context around it. Nice try though, Matt. Well played.
It wasn't even well played, bro. I was just trying to see what wave you're on because you didn't say anything. You were just sitting there, you know, like a man's just watching things burn around him. Man's just sitting there like.
Look, Henderson is, in my opinion, the second or third best captain I've seen in my lifetime at Liverpool. I think that's saying a lot. Yeah. So yeah, I would keep him, but I'm keeping him because of the stuff around it, not necessarily because of him.
But that's kind of my whole point. That it's not just about on the.
I think that's an issue, though, Matt. I think that's a bit of an issue because if we're hanging on to a player because of factors that are around him as opposed to him as a player, like when we speak about Thiago, we don't say we want to keep Thiago because of this and because other players have left or that or this or
that's another debate that people again, but they will disagree.
No, I know, but
yeah.
but I'm talking about us though. We say we want to keep Thiago. Why? Because of his footballing ability, because of the quality.
But people want to get rid of him for his. Remember, he's never
his
fit.
availability.
Remember, never.
No,
ever
no,
fit,
and
ever,
but that's
ever.
a fair argument. But
yeah, of course.
I'm sitting there saying, as a footballer, Henderson, in my opinion, might be the least talented of our midfielders. Therefore, he might be the most expendable from a footballing standpoint. But when you factor in everything else around it, I think we have to keep him this summer.
Can I just say,
go
everyone
on.
in your team can't be a world-class superstar.
I'm not asking to be world-class.
No, not you. I'm just talking in general. Like, I'm just talking to everyone.
I agree.
Everybody believes that everyone in your team needs to be some absolute world-class super baller. Like, that's not life. That's never been the case. That isn't how it runs. Everybody plays their role. Everybody knows what they need to do within the team. And to be honest with you, Henderson was only looking a little bit more worse for wear because the whole team was looking more worse for wear. That when I see Henderson playing for England, when I think about previous seasons, yeah, he might not be as talented as some of the other players, but he didn't look as out of place. Last year was a really bad year, like all round. It was just shabby in just more ways than I can even think. We have to forget about that season when we're judging individuals. Otherwise, there's only about 2 or 3 players that we would still say are good enough to play for the club.
You can't do that, though, Drift. You can't just forget about the season.
Forget about the season if you're judging whether a player is somebody who you rate or you've got respect for. Because apart from Alisson, Trent in the last third of the season, Salah, Bobby, who's now gone, Jota to a degree, even though he's injured for the majority of the season, Gakpo. Like, there's only like a handful of players who really impressed or did well. So what are we just doing? To throw away everybody? Like Robbo, for example. Anybody who looked at last season will look and go, you know what? Robbo just weren't really on it. That was definitely Robbo's worst season in a Liverpool kit. But a man going to tell me he's not a good player anymore. Do you get what I'm saying? What is it? Just get rid of Robbo now all of a sudden? Like, man ain't been our best left back and been the best left back in the league, the world, arguably, even for however many. And I know he's getting older and I know things change, but what I'm saying is last season was a bad year all round. But I don't think it's at a point now where you start looking at the people like Robbo, Hendo, Flacco, generals, legends of the club, and just go, I get rid of him. If we're having this conversation in a year's time, I'll be like, all right, you know what? That's fully understandable. But at this moment, after just one bad year, we're going to start pointing at these men who've done everything for us and go, raw, you man have just got to go. Get rid of all these men.
All right.
Like they're just nobodies.
If you
I don't really understand that.
You can't give them 2 bad seasons, bro.
No, you don't give them 2 bad seasons, but you give them 1 season to redeem themselves. And if it ends up being 2 bad seasons, you know you've got your final answer. You can't dash away players like Hendo, Robbo, Flacco, who have been cemented done generals of our team and all our success. And after 1 bad season, especially Robbo and Flacco only being 29 and going, oh, you lot are done. Get rid of them, man. There. Like, that is actually way over the top.
It's not way over the top if you believe if there's better options out there. It's not over the top.
But you won't know there's better options until you know whether they're actually done or it was just a bad year.
But why take the risk if there's better options out there?
Because you've got to have loyalty to these players for a start. And they've proven themselves to be given that opportunity. If we turn our back on Robbo now after everything he's done, that is just bad man on all levels.
I'm not talking about Robbo. I'm talking about, if you're going to speak about...
but I'm talking about them all. I'm talking about Hendo, Flacco,
Robbo comes into the conversation as much as like a Fabinho.
Well, Robbo's season was just as bad, if not worse, than Hendo's.
No, it wasn't.
Come on, man. Robbo did have a bad season.
Yeah, but it wasn't as bad as Henderson's.
Do you know what it is though, guys? Which is what I think.
We actually remember we did the ratings at the end of the season. Flacco, Henderson were if I'm not mistaken, the two of the lowest, along with Joey and some. I can't remember the other.
Yeah, they were.
So
I still believe from watching the season, the drop off in the levels of where Robbo came down to, it's equatable to being worse than Hendo's season or on the level because that he was giving us 9 out of 10 all the time, and us, what did he get, a 6 in the rating? For Robbo, that's like a bad drop off.
No, it's a bad drop off, but if the drop off's from a higher level, then the drop off's not as bad as someone who's dropping off from a lower level.
No, but I think that's more worrying.
How?
Because Hendo went from like a 7 to a 5. Robbo went from like a 9 to a 6. it's a little bit more worrying if somebody comes from a higher level of a drop.
I'll be honest. Even giving Henderson a 5 is pretty generous.
Nah, he was average.
But it's not about the rating, though. Yeah, I don't think it's about the rating. Like, this is where I think we've gone wrong as a club. We held on for players for too long in general, and now we've just lost our vice captain. And let's just say we could potentially lose our captain. I don't know no team that I can think of in the back of my mind in the last couple of years that's lost their vice and their captain at once, because you don't really do that. You don't really, when you want to do like a rebuild, you do it like in a way like gradually. So Milner potentially should have left the season before, and then I'll give an example, Henderson would have left this season. So you do it gradually. So then you got someone else to kind of build into that role and vice versa. What we're doing right now would actually be kind of crazy to lose your vice captain, in my opinion, and your captain. Regardless of however you feel like how good they are on the pitch, it's about the culture of the club and what they represent as a team and what they represent for Liverpool. To lose those two at the same time, I can't think of another team that would do that. And for all the people that are saying, like, because I'm seeing the comments, and I think the comments are kind of mad still, but big up you lot, it's just difference of opinion, but Man City never did that. Man United never did that. Arsenal never did that. From what I can remember, you don't take out your vice captain and your captain in the same summer. You do it maybe one after the other, but you do it gradually. You don't do it at the same time, because that can cause unrest as well. Like, who's the real leader then? Like, who's the guys that were there before? Yeah, but things have changed now. Like, I think people are kind of like misunderstanding. Like, football's not just about on the pitch; it's off the pitch. It's everything that's required for you to win as a team. There's a reason why we all look at inside training and we look at the videos and go, look at the togetherness and rare tear tears, because they're man are together, like they build bonds and stuff. Like, it's not just a case of just like you dash out the two man at the same time that have been there and you just go start again, like start from scratch. I think you do it gradually. And a team that operates at a certain level, you do it gradually. You don't just dash everything out at once and then bring in new stuff like at one time. Unless you're basically saying, yeah, we're willing to give next year. You see, next year, yeah, we'll just see what happens. Because I'll be honest, Cal, like, and Drift, you probably agree with me even more so. If you lose Henderson and Milner in the same season for what they bring to Liverpool, I don't think we challenge, you know. And I could be wrong. I don't think we challenge. I think that we will be in and around, but I don't think we challenge, in my opinion, anyway. Because you've lost a massive thing, like
not even just on the leadership,
than the pitch, in my opinion.
Not even just on the leadership.
If we lost Henderson and we brought someone, it depends who comes in for Henderson. If we
I'm gonna name you,
I'm seeing mad stuff in the comments, you know, like.
I'm gonna name you lot a couple, man. I'm gonna go through every team and name a couple, man. Loftus-Cheek, McTominay, El Neni, Calvin Phillips. These man nowhere near as good as everyone else in the squad. But why are they in the squad? Because they're squad players. And you can't have just 25 world-class ballers. Every midfielder is Modric.
Loftus-Cheek's gone, and they've tried to sell McTominay a couple times at Man United.
No, but let's not talk about like literally right now. I'm talking about over the last however many years, these players have been part of these squads, and everybody will kind of say they're not really good enough or they're not on the same level as everybody else. Henderson goes in the bracket with those guys now. Squad players, experienced players, players you can still do a job for a couple games if called upon, or they're good. Like Matt is saying, like especially with Hendo, like the leadership. Every squad can't just have ballers. Every single player is just a baller. It don't work like that. Squad players. You have to have players who are willing to even accept their role. You have to. Henderson at this point in his career is probably willing to accept his role. Like it causes unrest when you got man on the bench. You were like, man, why am I on the bench, man? Fuck this. Like it's about harmony. It's about everything. It's about understanding the assignment.
That's a different conversation because there's no evidence to say that Henderson is just going to be a squad player next season.
But you know what I can guarantee you though, Cal? Even if he's not happy with it, he won't cause no issues. He won't make no problems, and he won't make it a big deal. He'll keep it in him. He'll keep it inside. It did, and this is what I'm saying. You don't want the man there in the squad that will cause that unrest. There's another reason why Thiago's a brilliant player to have around. Even though with inside he'll be burning, he won't cause no squad unrest if he's not playing. He won't be one of them man who comes out and does all that raw sulking. I'm not even going to lie. I don't mean to call him out because I love the guy. But you remember what Oxlade-Chamberlain was doing towards the end of last season, where you could just physically see man pulling a strop and just making it look like there's an issue, like walking around like with his face like a slapped fish. That type of stuff there ain't good for the team morale. And that's why you have to have your El Nenis and your Loftus-Cheeks and your Hendersons in the squad. Everybody can't be a baller, want to play every single week. So you have to factor that in as well when it comes to this stuff.
The difference with those players, though, Drift, is none of those are captains and none of those are actually seen by the manager as an integral part of the squad, in my opinion. Henderson still is. And
integral off the field. I don't think he's integral on the field. Even this season, Klopp showed that he would drop Hendo, and we had no midfield, and he still was dropping him this season.
Because do you know what I was gonna say though? Do you know what I was gonna say? Because this is the bit that baffles me. I think people are scared, thinking Henderson's gonna play every game and he's just gonna eat up bare minutes. Like, bro, there's a reason why we bought McAllister and Szoboszlai. Yeah, there's a reason why we bought them. Jurgen Klopp has bought them because he believes going forward, these are the two midfielders that are next in line to kind of do their thing. He understands Henderson has had a massive role to play in what Liverpool have done. And for all the people that are like, he's too sentimental. If it was sentimental, he wouldn't have even bought them players. He would have just stuck with the same players and gone, we go again. It's like, I find it kind of mad because I do criticize Henderson a lot. But what I'm finding kind of strange is that people are underestimating what a player actually means and what they actually do. We understand when it comes to quality, he might not be the best. We understand that. But what's so mad is that this is a player that's battled all of his career to kind of prove the people wrong. He does that, wins trophies, and we understand he's on a decline. But I do think there is still a role in the team where it's like a Milner-ish, in my opinion, a Milner-ish type role where you've got your other midfielders ahead of him. For example, Curtis Jones is now probably ahead of him. Just giving you an example, I don't think, as long as Klopp understands who's ahead in the pecking order, I don't think there should be an issue if Jordan Henderson is still here. People are acting like he's the worst player that they've ever seen, and it's like, bro, we just got to get rid of him. He's crap. And for people that are saying VVD is a natural leader, I agree with you. But do you want to know something? His home nation don't. I'll be honest.
I disagree. I don't think Henderson. No, I don't think Van Dijk is a good leader,
bro. I think Van Dijk. But what I'm trying to say is people are very quick to say this person's a leader. What have these people done? So hold on. VVD is probably in the worst form of his career for various reasons. But apparently he's an amazing leader. But look at the state that he's in. Do you get what I'm trying to say? You've got Robbo. What's Robbo? What have these other captains done that make you think they should leapfrog Henderson? In my opinion, what have they actually done? That's what I will ask you. Look, this is the bit that
and not only that, this is the thing I struggle with.
Maybe I'm missing the thing, people, but I'm just.
This is the thing I struggle with the most, and I've said this before, and I'm gonna say it again for the last time. I can understand if you come at this from a point of view like maybe Cal is, where he's just saying, you know what, as a player, I just don't quite think that he's got it anymore. I think we can do better than him, and on the football pitch, I think that we could upgrade on Henderson. Therefore, that's why I don't want him around. Okay, cool. That's fair enough. That's an opinion that I can appreciate. Whether I agree or disagree or whatever, I can appreciate that. When I see Henderson being disrespected by Liverpool fans and people are actually saying rude, out of order stuff about him, that is what my real problem is. Because when you're a legend of the club, whether your time has come to an end or not, if you are going to be disrespectful to somebody like Jordan Henderson, who's got an impeccable CV in terms of his leadership, in terms of he's never put a foot wrong, in terms of all the reports about him are glowing. He led us to everything. Cal, you said it yourself, and I agree with you. Top 3 Liverpool captains, arguably, of all time. Definitely our best captain in the Premier League era because we won everything. Because we're not talking about player, we're talking about leader.
This is why I think it goes.
We're talking about leader, though, bro, not player. No. Because you can't talk to Gerrard as a player, but he's a better captain than Gerrard.
He's not a better captain.
He is a better captain than Gerrard.
Based on what?
Based on everything, going through all the problems we've had, going through COVID, we've lifted all the trophies. all of the things that we've achieved.
What problems have we had that Gerrard didn't have to deal with? Gerrard had to deal with new owners, had to deal with
No,
various
but I'm
managers,
talking about
rubbish
like
players.
all of the craziness. Like I don't even remember fully what was going on back then. But
look,
there are a
I'll
lot of
give
things
you
that
that
come
he'd
up.
been a
This
sick
Super
captain,
League
but
thing, all these mad things where
this
Henderson
is where
had
I
to
think it
actually
goes
stand
overboard.
up and represent for all of us. He was the one who pulled
just
everyone
because
in when
just
that
because they
Super
won-
League thing happened. It was like, no, we're not doing this. Called all the captains of all the other clubs, come together, said, no, we're not letting this shit happen. These are things Hendo's done. His leadership is unmatched.
He's not a better captain than Gerrard, though.
In my opinion, he is. We can agree to disagree anyway, because Gerrard was a legendary captain. It's not like I want to be shady to Gerrard, but whether it's here or there, he's an absolute legend in terms of his leadership, whatever. So if anybody starts to disrespect the man, that's where my problem is. Because there's certain players in the club that whether or not you think they're good enough anymore, you still keep it respectful. And I'm seeing way too much disrespect in the comments, on the timelines, just generally speaking everywhere for Henderson. And I don't understand how people who are Liverpool fans could just comfortably start disrespecting the man. I just don't get it. And that's where my real issue is. If you think he's good enough now or not, fair enough. We can have that conversation. This is what football's all about. But if you start being disrespectful, then you're just an idiot. I'm sorry, but like you can't be disrespectful to somebody who's given so much to this football club. Like you want players to have loyalty, you want managers to have loyalty. Where the fuck is your loyalty? Because even if you think that he should be going, at least be loyal enough to the man to not disrespect him.
What do you see as disrespect, Drifts?
Fuck off, he's shit, get rid of him, he's done, all that kind of stuff. For me, that's just disrespectful.
I think only one of those. I actually think one of those statements is disrespectful. I only think the F off comment is disrespectful.
No, for the all are, because if you say
they're all
there's a way, yeah, exactly. There's a way to say something. If I think someone's not good enough, I can say, do you know what? I don't think they're good enough for Liverpool anymore. Did you get what I'm trying to say? Look at the way I worded it.
I just think you're being more nice about it. But if you're saying
it's not about being nice, it's about being honest. I just don't think it's good enough.
If I said to someone, you know, I think he's done, I don't think that's disrespectful.
No, but that's not. But if you said, you look, Henderson's just shit, that's disrespectful, bruv. It's disrespect, bruv. Come on, man.
I wouldn't use that language, but I don't necessarily know if
get rid of him, man. What's he doing here?
Do you know the easy way to sum up for me? If you have to swear to describe a player, that says it all for me. You don't need to swear, you know. You can just say.
No, I hear that, but that's
just say, bro, I don't think you're good enough.
Use that as language, though. Some people use that as everyday language. So I think it depends on who it's coming from and how it's said and all that. I think
there's a mass. Like it's so crazy.
Someone said he's done. I don't think that's being disrespectful. If someone said he's got to go, I don't think that's being disrespectful.
He's so mad because I was the one for a time saying like, bro, I can't deal with this like Henderson like playing the long ball and but it just gets to a point where it's like, okay, I personally don't think he's good enough for the first team, and I've always said that. Like I said it last season, it was annoying me. But in terms of like just dashing him out and how people are carrying on, I think that is so wild. And do you want to know what's so mad as well? This is what's happened, in my opinion, to our fan base, yeah? The same people are having a go at Thiago. Because you know what's so mad? Thiago is arguably our best midfielder when he's fit. People are angry.
When he's fit, he's our best midfielder.
Yeah, and people are angry that he's not available on rate of 10. I understand his availability. But when you try and also put out the argument as well as that you got X amount of games rate of 10 and now he's going to play with better quality. And I do think he has been mismanaged because he's been asked to do freaking Wijnaldum role when he's not Wijnaldum. It's like, what? You still want him gone? It's like, all right, do you know what? I'm glad I said that knowing someone would react. Yeah, cool. You're in my sights. Mark A. This is for you, brother. Thiago should be sold this summer. Okay, cool. Thiago should be sold this summer, and you want to do what? So you want to sell Thiago and keep Henderson, or you want to sell Thiago and sell Henderson? What are you saying, Mark? Because I need to know where people are at. Do people think we can just like get rid of all these players like just like that? Because what people are struggling to understand is we've already lost 3. We've actually lost 3. There's nothing that we could have done about it.
But only one of them was really important, though, Matt.
But we still lost 3 though.
I know, but
even when you want to name the squad, and Cal, you talk about homegrown. I'm sorry, if I'm not mistaken, there's a list of homegrown players.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I
no,
need to,
that's the
so
main
I,
reason
so
why
I need to know where we're at, like where the context.
No, but Matt,
where the facts, like,
I'll add
what
a
are
little
people?
bit to
Who
that,
are people
bruv.
replacing?
Bro, fling Flacco in there because people keep saying he's done as well. So what are we doing? Are we actually getting rid of every single one of our midfielders apart from Curtis Jones and Stefan Bajcetic, 2 young bucks? Is that what we're doing? Because if everybody had their way, they would actually have got rid of every single midfielder in our squad that was older than 22 years old. What kind of foolishness is that? Honestly, what? Come on, man. You can't just flip everything on its head like that.
I'll be honest, I don't think everyone would. But at the same time, because we've done the rebuild quite badly, in an ideal world, what you're meant to do is kind of chip away at the squad in it and then rebuild as you're doing it. But because we're in a situation now where we have to do mass changes, I think this is where a lot of people are at drift. I think not everyone would want to sell so many people or bring in so many people in one summer, but because we've done such little business or such little great business over the last couple of years, this is where we're at now. So, yeah, I get you, Drift. I don't think it's smart doing it. I don't think it's smart doing that. I wouldn't sell Henderson. I wouldn't sell Thiago, but I certainly would have sold Fabinho.
But this is
I
my argument.
Adrian, and the three that have left on a free absolutely should be leaving on a free. So.
No, yeah, those guys leaving makes sense. But
I know what you're going to say about numbers. I get what both of you said about numbers, but I think we have to stop looking at the numbers of players who have left and we start looking at the minutes that they play, because you can lose players.
How about what they can offer? How about let's keep it apart. Let's do rip off the band.
Respectfully, Naby and Ox weren't offering anything.
No. I'm not talking about them. No. They're gone. They weren't offering nothing. You're right.
Yeah.
I'm. That's fine. This is a challenge now for the people in the chat and to anybody else that wants to enter this chat now. This is where we're going to get into it now, people. Because if we're talking about what people can offer, out of all the midfielders that we've actually spoken about just now, I actually think it's Flacco that's worse for out of all the midfielders we just mentioned. But Flacco, no one's mentioned his name. But do you want to hear the joke? It's Thiago and Henderson. Let me land. I'm seeing Thiago and Henderson being drawn out more than Flacco. I'm sorry. When I see my DM clutching and running like this and looking up and smiling that they can't make a tackle, I find that alarming. But let me land. There's a midfielder that's the most talented, and when he plays, he affects the game more than anybody. The captain, like we've spoken about, his influence is not just on the pitch, but it's off the pitch. But we've got a DM who can't move, literally can't move, but I'm not seeing his name come about now up until someone mentioned him. And I find that, do you know how mad that is? That our DM looks finished. But everyone wants to talk about Thiago and Henderson. But let's get the joke out the way. Thiago, like we said, is a world-class midfielder when he's available. Ooh. Fabinho was saved by the new system and still looked a bit funny. Henderson, we know, on and off the pitch. I need people to make me understand why Flacco is ahead of them too.
Can I just say something that kind of defends against what you've just said?
Yeah.
Flacco's been called out a lot. I think the reason we're not seeing Flacco's name in this particular conversation is because the conversations about Henderson and Thiago's been mentioned recently. If you actually go back over previous videos and all that, Flacco's been mentioned a lot. Again, the issue I have with the whole Flacco situation, in the same reason we can't sell Henderson at the moment, we can't sell Flacco at the moment because he's our only DM.
I knew you was going to say that, bro.
No, but that's now hear me out, man.
That's a bad thing to do, though.
Bruv, who's been the most vocal about getting a new DM? Me, bro.
What was more important?
I've been shouting it since last season.
What was more important? What was more important? And I'm asking you because I know what you're going to say. A DM or a CM? What was more important for you?
A DM. You guys know what my stance was.
Okay,
but I said 6/8 all day. I've been the one screaming from the rooftop.
No, there's a reason, bro. There's a reason why I brought you into this conversation. Here's the thing that I struggle to understand, though, bro. People are not really talking about Flacco because he's the only DM. But what happens if your only DM can't move? What are we doing here? But you want to sell Henderson and you want to sell Thiago. But
that's
so
on the manager.
Marquez, quick
That's
question.
on the manager.
Do you want to keep Marquez? Just quick, let me ask Marquez and anybody else wants to get involved.
Marquez called out Flacco a lot, Matt. Yeah.
No, but I need him to say right now. So that means Marquez wants to sell Flacco, Henderson, and Thiago all in one summer after the other 3 midfielders that we just left. I need Mark A to confirm that and get back to me. And it's saying, Mark, you know it's all love, but I need you to confirm what you're thinking because I'm a bit baffled as to what people actually want from Liverpool.
It ain't just Mark, bro. I reckon about 70% of the people in the comments would sell all 3.
Come on, Mark. You know it's always love as well.
They
you know
wouldn't.
I'm not attacking you. It's just I just need people to understand. Like we want so many players to leave. So do I. But we've done it in the worst way possible. We've literally left 3 midfielders to go on a free, and then we've got to try and like plug the gaps as we tried to do. Do you get what I'm trying to say, people? I don't.
There's Mark's answer.
I want to sell Thiago. I want to sell Thiago and keep Fabinho, Henderson.
No, but Matt, all right, this is where, all right, again, no, Matt, hear me out. I fully disagree with Marquez, but then you've got to ask for the context around it, and I don't want to speak.
No, of course.
But the reason he said that is because of Thiago's contract situation. Thiago's got a year left, and are we going to get any productivity out of him? Which is a fair question to ask. Again, I fully disagree. I'd go the other route. I'd keep Thiago and sell the other 2. If everyone's in a perfect world. But I don't think what Mark's saying is crazy based on context around it. Because we don't know what we're going to get from Thiago. We've got players who can play in Thiago's position, and he's got a year left on his contract. With Flacco, we have no other DMs. He's our only one. And with Hendo, he's our captain, and he's homegrown. We can't sell those 2.
No, the
squad management.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not going to make this an FSG Klopp thing, but the squad management
was bad.
It stinks of gone off fish. So this is why we're in this situation now. So we're having to pick and choose against stuff that we don't want.
So can I just ask a question to anyone who wants to answer it? Have we got to a point now in life? I don't know if it's social media. I don't know what it is, how we've got here. But we got to a point now in life where winning is just so the only thing that matters that we just don't even enjoy football or footballers anymore. So nobody wants to enjoy the fact that we've got a talent like Thiago in the squad because I can't be fit every time and Man City are going to win again. Like we just don't enjoy footballers anymore. Is that what it is? Like does nobody actually realize who we have in our team? Like people just like, if he's only going to be able to play this amount of games, no, get rid of him, did it? It's like, why don't you just enjoy the player while he's here? The only problem with Thiago's availability was there's nobody else. Now we got ballers in the team. Thiago's availability shouldn't be that big of an issue.
Drift, I'll ask you that. Would you rather have pretty footballers playing or win trophies? Because I know which one I'm choosing.
No, but just not.
But you can do both. Both can be true at the same time. If we got Szoboszlai now, we got McAllister. Say we get Lavia.
No, but Drift, there's
Thiago is not an issue in our squad whatsoever. When he does play, he'll ball out. If he's missing for a few games here or there, it's not a big deal. We got other ballers in our team, but enjoy the man while he's here.
It's not a few games here or there. He's missing loads of
on average.
No, but
on average, he plays 26 to 28 games a season.
He's missing the same amount of games as Naby.
That is true.
Yeah, but when Naby came back, Naby wasn't really doing much. When Thiago plays, at least he plays well.
McAllister's been signed for that left-sided 8 because they know Thiago's leaving, bro.
He's also a year older, coming back from a bad injury,
bro.
Nah, so I disagree. I don't want Thiago sold. I'll make that clear.
It's a hip injury. It's not even that bad. It's not like fucking
McAllister. I guarantee. Okay, not guaranteed because I'm not clopping it, but I genuinely think Klopp brought McAllister in for the long-term replacement for Thiago, the left-sided 8 position. So let's say, for example, McAllister, Prem proven, he will know what to do. Do you really think that Klopp's gonna go, Thiago, man, like it's all on you? He's gonna look at McAllister now and think, okay, cool, you can do your thing. Thiago, I understand you want to play, but we need to manage your minutes. A little situation a la Bayern. Kimmich and Goretzka. Their man were eating up the minutes. Thiago, we understand you want to play, and you will play when we can fit you in and if you're available. He almost becomes a luxury. And that's only because of the type of the 2 signings that we've made.
Bro, that was 3 years ago. In a less intense league as well.
No, but bro, like I just said, McAllister is now, in my opinion, because I think McAllister is going to be more available than Thiago. So why can't it be McAllister is the starting 8, Thiago, you're part of the squad rotation. Now we don't have to necessarily rely on you.
I agree, Matt. Again, I'm not the one disagreeing. What I am saying is, though, even though I disagree with people on the other side, I can't sit here and say what the other side is saying doesn't make logical sense.
So
if anything, no, of course not. But I'm saying from our side, we could be, if I'm going to be honest, we can be accused of being more emotional. They can be seen as being a bit more logical. And again, I don't agree with that side, but I can't sit there and say what they're saying is crazy. I can't do that.
What is the logic?
I don't understand.
What is the logic in getting rid of a talent like Thiago? Because let's say you bring in someone who can play 50 games.
Because he's not available enough.
No. But do you honestly think if sell Thiago, we're going to bring in a replacement? Is that what you genuinely think?
Or anyone who's even near his quality?
No, because I think it's more replacement.
Arguably, McAllister is his replacement.
But then that means the squad's not big enough then.
What did I say?
Because we still need the squad.
Again, guys, you're asking me questions. I'm just answering the question.
Bro,
I want to make this clear. I want Thiago to...
No, bro. Similar situation when we had Wijnaldum, we knew Thiago was the replacement. It is the same thing with McAllister. In my opinion, that's why you allow Thiago to have his final season. And if you can get the best out of him to do what he needs to do and he can help you, cool. You don't get rid of him. If you get rid of him right now, we're going to be a man short. Come on, let's keep it up. We'll be a man short. We won't be able to get that replacement in potentially, and I say potentially, next season. You know how we move people. This is another thing I'm surprised. People just think if we sell Thiago, we're just going to go back in the market.
All right, well, Matt, let me ask you a question, because obviously we linked with Lavia, Thuram, all these midfielders. Let's say we do the unthinkable and we get one more centre midfielder. Would you do it then?
Sorry, say that again, bro. Say that again.
If we went and signed another midfielder, would you do it then?
Who's the midfielder?
There's no need.
I mean, any midfielder. And let's say it's Lavia. You guys rate Lavia really high.
No, but these are DM, bro. That don't make sense to me.
But you guys have also said Henderson can cover, well, more so Drifty's Henderson can cover the 8s as well.
No, bro. All I'm saying is this. As things stand right now, currently constructed, I don't understand the urgency to kick out Thiago right now, because this is what I'm really struggling to understand. Thiago's availability is an issue. We've just went and bought McAllister, who plays the left-sided 8, and you never guess what? Curtis Jones has been balling out. So all the people that were saying Matt, Curtis Jones is balling out. Curtis Jones is balling out again. So you got 2 left-sided 8s. Thiago loves the left-sided 8. He can play when he's available. He's an experienced player. For Spain, there was all this thing about Thiago not playing Retete. Thiago was helping the youngers come through, talking to them, letting them understand pressures and whatever. Retete, he can still do that at Liverpool. Like how we laugh at Adrian in terms of his what he does in the dressing room. Retete. I'm not saying Thiago's going to be that effect, but I'm saying Thiago still has a part to play. You're telling me it's a big issue if Thiago stays one more season. I think it's more of an issue of allowing Fabinho to stay on the evidence of what they actually did last season. If you want to be harsh, let's say we're harsh. If you want to be harsh, Thiago was our most combative midfielder last season. It wasn't even Fabinho. Fabinho couldn't even get near a challenge and was laughing. But people are happy. But people are happy to have that DM there because he's the only DM. Come on, people, what are we doing here? I challenge you all. What are we doing here?
I'm gonna say the same thing I said before.
Come on, man.
I'm gonna say it again. It's the same thing like what happened with Milner. When people had a problem with James Milner playing as many games as James Milner played, I put the same question to everybody. Your issue shouldn't be that James Milner is playing. Your issue should be that Naby, Ox, and all these other guys at the team aren't good enough to stop him from playing. That was what the real issue was. If Ox had been living up to his potential and was available, if Naby had lived up to his potential and was available, then Milner would not have seen anywhere near as much game time as he did. With Thiago in our squad for this season coming up, now we've got McAllister, now we've got Szoboszlai. Hopefully we do go and get one more. Thiago's availability is not an issue because you know what? He can be a luxury player of, you know what game are we playing? You know what? Thiago's ability will actually suit this game more. Boom. Play him, put him in, let him do his thing, pull him out for another game, bring McAllister back in or whoever's got to come back in. And you use him in the squad like Matt is saying, where and when necessary. What the issue was last year with Thiago's availability is the midfield was shit. We were dependent on him. So when he weren't there, people were upset he wasn't there. I get that. But we're not going to be dependent. Yeah, we're not going to be dependent on him anymore. If we bring in Lavia or Thuram, and we've already got McAllister and now we've got Szoboszlai, we're not dependent on Thiago anymore. So his ability can be used where and when necessary. And if he's playing, it's a bonus. If he's not, we've got cover. It's not an issue if he can't play anymore. But you enjoy the last year of having a player of that quality in the squad. It baffles me how people are like, get rid of him, get rid of this, get rid of that. Like, it's madness to me. Like, everybody actually thinks that we should just have 6 new midfielders. Because if certain men were getting their own way, Naby, Ox, Flacco, Hendo, Thiago, everyone will be gone. Milner, everybody will be gone. And we just have 6 brand new midfielders. Oh, yeah, go and ask Chelsea how that shit works. Well, you think of just bringing a whole
and then when a challenge, and then they're going to get upset when we don't challenge, and we think, come on, man, it's not going to work like that.
And then what's everybody going to say when these men aren't gelling and nobody knows what they're doing? And whatever, like, everybody's getting way too upset. We had a bad year last year.
Again, you know, it's a risk both sides, though, guys. Again, I agree with what you're saying, but it's like you guys are completely not even looking at the other side of the argument. You just said it would be a risk. But you haven't, no, Drift. You haven't. You actually haven't.
No, I have. But I'm looking more based on history. Teams who tried to do massive overhauls at once.
I've looked at the other side of the argument, but I don't agree.
Of course you can, bro. There's no team who's ever replaced 5 midfielders all at the same time, and it's worked.
No, but again, all right, fair enough. You're right. 1, how many teams have done it? 2, we say it's a risk to make all these changes. You're right. But it's also a risk keeping players who haven't been good enough as well. There's a risk on both sides. Yeah, and again, that could be used on the other side. You could say 1 year worth of players getting to jail as well. So again, there's both sides of the argument.
No,
guys.
there's both sides of the argument.
I don't disagree. Again, I'm on your side. I'll make that clear again. I'm on your side. But I can't sit here and say what the other side's saying is doo-doo because they have some logical theories and logical arguments.
Bro,
just because we don't
look, name me a team. I
don't think it's logical to say get rid of 6 midfielders and bring in 5 new ones at the same time. That's not logical. That is irrational. That's what I would call that. That's irrational, bro.
All right,
because that will never work.
No,
wait. All right, wait. Hold on.
If you want to win the league,
Matt, one sec. Naby, was he good enough to stay at the club? No. Ox, was he good enough to stay at the club?
No, we don't.
Matt, do we think Fab's good enough to stay at the club?
No.
Milner, Matt, I'll ask you again. Drift, no disrespect.
I know what you're doing here. I hear you. But you don't do it all at once. It's like we're all in agreement, but it's like what it is though. This is where Liverpool have left us in a situation where obviously we're happy with the business that we've done, and you agree with that as well, Cal. Yeah. The problem is, like you said, you can't do too many changes at once because it's like you're asking to do a Chelsea and asking for everybody to gel. Put it like this: if we were a team that had no ambition of winning the league, do you know what I would say? All right, then come we do the 6-man out and 6-man in thing because we got no ambition. But I'm pretty sure after last season, no one wants to have that feeling again of we're not challenging and we're out of all competitions and we're sitting there in January going, boy, what are you saying? What are you watching tonight? I might just watch the Champions.
But Matt, I think that's the reason why people are being the way they are. Because last year was such a bad season, everyone's losing their mind. Like, how's Liverpool dropped so far?
Because you needed a year to rebuild.
We're with what they think the rebuild should be. And again, I agree that if it happens again for another year, then those people are probably justified, even though I still think they jumped the gun a bit. I still say they're probably justified. But at this moment, when it's just 1 year removed from a squad that nearly won everything, I'm putting it down to a bad season. If buts, maybes, whatever you want to put, couple bits of context here or there, hangover, people are a bit upset, whatever, tired legs, whatever you want to call it. If it happens again, fair enough. But at this moment in time, there are still players in the squad that should be given the opportunity to prove that it was just one season. And to get rid of all of them at the same time is irrational. It's irrational. I'm sorry, it is.
In my opinion, if you're getting rid of all 6, it's irrational. Getting rid of the 3 we've got rid of and maybe 1 or 2 more, I don't think it's irrational.
No, to get rid of all 6, because if people had their way, Flacco, Hendo, and Thiago will be sold as well. So that would be Milner, Ox, Naby, Thiago, Hendo, Flacco. That's insane. That is actually insane, bro.
I agree.
And this man would throw Matip on top of that. They'd throw Gomez on top of that. Like, it's madness. It's actually madness, bro.
But the reason why the club's in this position, Drift, is because we've not been doing the rebuild. We've been hanging on to these players. So there is going to be a point where everything culminates. It's like, bro, shall I tell you what it's like? We take out the bins every week, right? Oh, sorry. The bin men come and collect the bins every week, right? If you just keep on piling up the bags, one day they're going to come and they're just going to be littered with about 10 bags, right? Whereas if you come and collect the bins every week, you're throwing the bags out continuously. So the bin's not as full. It's not overflowing. Right now, we're overflowing. And yes, it's not ideal, but sometimes you've got to clear out the overflowing and then start again. And I think that's where a lot of the fan base is at. Bro, the 3 we've let go of in midfield, in my opinion, absolutely should have gone. I think Flacco should have gone, and I'd have kept Thiago and Henderson. And for me, next summer, them two would have gone, in my opinion. But the way we're doing things right now, the way we're talking right now, if we have here's the thing, we don't even have to have a bad season. Some of these players have to have a bad season, potentially. If the club has a good season, but some of these players don't have a good season, then you're looking at Gomez, you're looking at Robbo, who might be added to the list now. You're still looking at Flacco. You're still looking at Henderson. You're still looking at other players. That's when it becomes an issue. So, yeah, we're at a point now because we've done so bad with the rebuild over the last 3 years. We're at a point now where we're overflowing. So we're all having to make drastic decisions.
I actually disagree that the rebuild has been poor. I think the midfield rebuild has been poor. If you actually check it, I actually think if you look at the additions of Konate, if you look at Ramsey, I know he was injured, but he is a promising player. Gakpo, Nunes, Diaz. The rebuild's been slowly going on quite well. It's just midfield that's been poor. Let's keep it above. Like, in all honesty, I think the rebuild hasn't been as bad as people think it is.
Where's Salah's?
No, we should have had a replacement for Salah. I agree, but now we've got Szoboszlai who can play right wing. At least finally, that's sold.
He's still not. We need someone proper there. We can let Szoboszlai play there for a season, but
what's this? What did you say?
No, but remember, he's cover for Mo. Szoboszlai is perfect cover for Mo.
No,
if we bring in one more midfielder like a Lavia or a Thuram, so when Szoboszlai plays out wide, we've still got cover. I'm totally fine with that.
No. African nations, if Szoboszlai can do a job there. 100%.
No, I agree with what you're saying. Both
not long-term replacement, obviously, but in an emergency.
That's a rebuild is long-term.
Yeah, it's an emergency. It's an emergency.
That's a patch.
I said this.
A patch job.
Yeah.
That's when the roof's leaking. So
no. Not
think
patch.
about the players we brought in.
Chamberlain. I don't think it's as bad as that. Sorry to cut you, Drew. I don't think it's as bad as that. I think Szoboszlai to covering Mo is better than what Ox would do. However, I get what you mean. I agree with both sides, innit? So it's a thing where Szoboszlai can do a job, African combinations, but long term, obviously, he's no real right winger, if that makes sense.
No, but that's my point, Matt. In a year or two's time, if Salah starts slowing down, we can't sit here and go, Szoboszlai's got to start starting every week.
No, but you've never said that. That's
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That position hasn't been rebuilt. The rebuild in the midfield has been some of the worst planning I've seen in my life. Right back, I still don't think has been sorted out. You could arguably say left back, even though we rate Tsimikas, it seems like Klopp doesn't.
But Cal, what you got to remember is again, hindsight is a bitch. I'm not even saying that you're fully wrong, but we sat here. Not 12 months ago exactly, because obviously it's a little bit removed. But we sat here like, say, 14 months ago. We had the best squad in the league. I think people forget that shit. Like, because we've had a bad season, I think people have lost their mind. And I'm not saying it's wrong. I get it. We want to win. But when Klopp signed that new deal in about March, I think it was, or April, if I'm not mistaken, of the year we nearly won a quadruple, and we knew he was going to be staying here, we all sat here and we said, we've actually got the best squad in the league, you man. We got Diaz in January, and we was like, we still had Mane and Origi and Minamino, and we was like, we've actually got the best squad in the league. And even if it was a bit off, and maybe it was still Man City, how can it be all of a sudden, like a year later, is such a shit squad that everybody wants to just get rid of like 10 man all at once, bro.
I'll tell you, Drift, because some of them have declined, and we just lost 3 of the players you named, bro. We lost Minamino, Origi, and Mane. So yeah, the squad can diminish a lot when 3
But it can't go from being the best to being so bad that everybody's like just having a hissy fit about it.
No, but it can, no, Drift. If you've just named 3 players, right, who in my opinion weren't adequately replaced, then you're looking at other.
Origi probably was the one that wasn't replaced.
I mean, neither was Mane in terms of what he brought to the squad, and neither was
obviously that. Sad, but I do think that bringing in Núñez and Gakpo effectively do replace those 2 players. Not as good, but like if you're just talking about like bringing in another body that's of similar, I think Minamino and Mane, Gakpo and Núñez kind of do. It's Origi probably who's the one that I would say, yeah, we haven't got that like killer who can just sit on a bench and come on and impact the game like that. So yeah, it's a bit of a 50-50.
But I think the issue is it can happen though, Drift, because at the end of the day, we sold players. We didn't, in my opinion, replace them adequately enough. And then a lot of the players kept on not performing or declining. So the squad can go from there to there. It can happen. This is football.
This is football,
man. Like, this is why I say we can't sit around and say 2 years and 3 years and wait for this and wait for that and say, don't why do you want to win things so much? This is football, bro. Like, how can we not win?
No, I do get that. I do get that. But again, I'll say it to everybody who is like taking it to like that kind of disrespectful level. You want those players to have loyalty to our football club, but yet you won't have any loyalty to them. And I understand that there's got to be a limit to loyalty. I understand sometimes when people say you can take things too far in terms of like being a bit emotional or a bit sentimental. But you know what? Fuck it. There's no shame in my game. You already know that, bruv. Of course there's sentimentality to a degree. Of course there's emotions to a degree. If there's no emotions and no sentiment, why am I here? What am I doing? That's what I love about football. We saw during the COVID season when there was no fans in the crowd. The emotion is what makes football what it is. I love that feeling of shaking with 10 minutes to go because if we hold on, we're about to win the game or win the cup. Or that's all that is emotions. That's what football's about. I don't just want to remove all that shit and just be sitting there like some robot going, how many games did he play? How many assists did he get? Well, he got more than that. Get rid of him. He's not good enough anymore. I want to see Thiago in a Liverpool kit.
Emotion and sentimentality are 2 different things, though, Drift.
No, but I want both of them involved in my element of football because I think they both make football what it is. They do.
That's your opinion.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying you can't get mad at someone who doesn't see it that way, then, Drift.
No, I'm not getting mad at them. I'm saying, how can you tell me that I shouldn't have that? Don't tell me I'm not allowed emotion or I shouldn't be sentimental. Football is about those emotions. And if I want to be sentimental to somebody like Mane, who was my favorite player or whatever, that's what the fuck the point of football is. And that's what I'm saying. It's got to this weird place now where like everybody's just like win. I don't really care what happens, who it is, win. Like, it's madness to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm just old school, bro. I don't know.
You're not old school. You've got your opinion, which should be respected. I'm gonna drop an analogy on you though, Drift.
Go for it. Because
we're fans and we talk about the club. 2 different situations here. As fans, we can be sentimental and emotional. We can be as wild as anything because we're not in control of the proceedings, right? Drift, if I send Stevie and Robbie to your house and they're spending the day with Uncle Drift, ice cream, McDonald's, Stevie might even get to drive in the front seat, have a little fun. He ain't doing that with me at home, though, is he?
That's what would happen, by the way. If
I know. No, this is why I'm using you as an example. Like, you do all those things, right?
Yeah.
And that's not meaning you're leaving them unsafe or unmonitored. You're still keeping them safe, but you're spoiling them, innit? You're effectively spoiling them. Why? Because you're not the parent. You're allowed to do that. Matt, you'll agree with me here, though. When we go and pick up the kids from the nans and the uncles, the mentality has to switch, innit? We can't be all nicey and
I hear you.
We're the custodians, right?
I hear you, yeah.
All right. So Yeah, we can do the sentimental thing as fans. We can be the emotional. We can have our favorite players. We're allowed to do that as fans. We can do all of that stuff. The club can't, though. The club's the custodians. And I hate to do this, but Jurgen Klopp's a custodian. FSG's a custodian. They've got to do what's right for the club. And if they're only doing what's right for certain players, that's a concern. That is why we're in this situation now. Drift, say what you want to say about Milner. Milner was playing those games because he was one of Klopp's favourites. That's why he tried to renew him. That's why he tried to keep him at the club. We all sat here and said, there's no way Milner should be getting a contract extension. Milner, out of his own mouth, said, Jurgen wanted me to stay at the club. There's rumours
I didn't have a problem with Milner.
Klopp wanted to give Naby a new contract before the season started. So the reason the rebuild argument keeps on going on is because the custodians are showing emotion and sentimentality beyond what should be done and acting like fans as opposed to acting like the custodians.
I agree with you. I don't even disagree with that at all. But remember, this conversation is about us as the fan base. So like I removed what should be done in the reality of the situation. We're just talking about us as fans. Do you get what I'm saying? So I think what I say still stands within the fan base because we got no control over them. But what you're saying about the way they're moving, I agree. Like I'm not even going to disagree with you on that one. That's facts. But what I will say, I can understand where Klopp's coming from. And if people can't, then I think that they're not really looking at it. If you're a man who has, at both of your previous clubs, but especially the one you were successful at, had man snake you or turn their back on you or leave you.
If I don't want to hear about the baggage thing, bro.
No. But this is just factual, bro.
We've all got our loved ones here, bro. We've all got a wifey and all that.
No, bro.
We don't do the baggage thing.
So now, hold on. So to put this into an analogy, imagine if every time you bagged a baddie, she left you for whoever the Josh or the Chad or the Leroy or whoever the varsity, the quarterback or whatever. Yeah, imagine every single time, blood. Tyrone took your girl every single time, bro.
Tyrone.
Are you telling me when you finally get a baddie who won't leave you, you ain't gonna let her get away with a little bit more than you normally would, bro? Because you're actually understanding the fact that this one's being loyal, bro.
Personally, are you asking me personally, or you?
It's more like a rhetorical.
If you're using more rhetorical, you're generalizing. Then yeah.
It's more rhetorical because he watched Goetze, Hummels, Lewandowski. He watched all these men leave him.
Look at Miles. So Matt is smiling because I was going to ask him what would he do.
I don't blame him now that he's.
I'm not involved in your little conversation, but I'm just looking at some other stuff.
Can you understand that now? Man, are being loyal to him. He's going to be loyal back because he's used to watching. He's used to watching Leroy take his girl, bro.
You man aren't having that though. Look at that face, bro.
No, but
face.
What's this got to do with me? I don't understand the question, bro. What's the question?
All of a sudden, don't understand the question.
So, Matt, I'm breaking it down. If you was Klopp and you watch Goetze, Lewandowski, Hummels, Kagawa, all of your baddies leave you for other man them, the Leroys and the Chads and the Tyrones. Every time you thought you had a secure relationship, they just left you, brother, the first chance they could. When you finally get a Robbo, a Salah, a Hendo, a Milner, who are just loyal to you, and they don't care what Tyrone is hollering or what Chad is hollering, they're going to rock with you. Are you actually wrong to show a little bit more loyalty to them than you normally would? Because your past shows you didn't think man had no loyalty. You used to man them just backstabbing you and ducking out all the time. Can we really actually get angry at Klopp? For when he's got players now that will show loyalty to him, he'll show that loyalty back. I don't think we can. I think you have to put the human side into it and actually realize where he's coming from.
You can because the players he's being loyal to ain't baddies anymore, Drew.
Because when it's 50-50.
But they were baddies though, bro.
No, so what it is. Here's the thing. I think loyalty played a big part in Liverpool's success over Klopp's tenure. However, that same loyalty has also brought us to where we are. And that's why I'm not trying to cheat or whatever or sit on the fence like people say. I just think that's genuinely what it is. He was loyal to the players that he brought to the club. Very, very loyal to them. Made sure they started certain amount of games, made sure they got their contracts, X, Y, and Z, looked after them. You know what I'm trying to say? And they were successful and we were successful. However, I also feel like he's been maybe a bit too loyal to some players as well. So I think he goes hand in hand, in my opinion. So, yo, if you man saw the video, you see when you said body, yeah?
Yeah.
Hey, Drew, in it, Drew. Man,
I don't know.
Man,
Someone must
want
have put
Klopp to
something
be
on
a
my Twitter, 'cause I
DiCaprio.
was like, huh?
Man, don't want it to be like, how old are you? Yeah, you're done. Man, don't want Klopp to move like DiCaprio out here.
No, I
It's
don't
a mad
think it's
thing, bro.
for me, it's not an age thing, Drift. For me, it's a quality thing. This is why I disagree with you all the time when you say Flacco's only 29. Bro, Rooney was done at 29. Rooney was free.
Rooney wasn't done at 29. I don't think he was
Brother.
done. He wasn't the same.
Brother, Rooney was done at 29.
You think he was done?
Yeah, bruv. They kept on playing the same CD, bruv. Like, it was long. Rooney was done at 29. So for me, it's not an age thing. It's not an age. You have to look at the actual.
I agree to a degree that.
Yeah. I don't know if he was.
But Rooney was running to the ground as a kid. You know what I mean?
And Henderson's been running to the ground, and so is Flacco, bro.
Yeah, but we're just asking these men to be squad players. If Rooney was happy to be a squad player, I think he could have stayed at Man United, but he wanted to play every week.
You don't think Henderson and Fab do?
Look, I might be speaking out of turn, but I believe that Henderson, maybe less so Flacco because Flacco is only 29, at 33 years old, at a club as big as Liverpool, I think Henderson is smart enough to understand what his role in the team will be now. And I could be wrong because obviously I don't know him personally or anything, but I've watched how professional he is, and he's a smart man. I think he's willing to accept the way Milner became willing to accept. If this is my role in the team, I'll play my part. He's been the bad boy. Now he's got to sit back and play his role. Not everybody understands that, and they get a bit delusions of grandeur and all that stuff. But some people, they understand that. It depends where you are in the spectrum. I could be wrong. Obviously, this ain't facts. But I believe Henderson knows what he's capable of, what he can still do. And you know what? If he wanted to play week in, week out, I think he would push for a move. Because Szoboszlai, McAllister, and possibly Lavia coming in, it says you're not playing every week, Hendo.
Or he could have been given reassurances by Klopp saying you are still going to be one of the main men.
And again, of course, that could happen. We will never know. Only the season will foresee what happens, isn't it?
Right.
We'll have to see. But I've got a feeling that Henderson will be slowly transitioned into the Milner role. Do you remember what? Around 33 years old, Milner started to be a bit of a you'll play here, you'll play there. Do you know what I mean? And it stopped being like every single week he was just in the team every week. It started to be like you'll play where and when necessary based on what is needed. I think that's what Henderson will be. Obviously, time will tell, in it. We will never know. But as I said, man, it's going to be an interesting one. But just don't disrespect Henderson. Say it constructively, calmly. It doesn't have to be he's shit, he's this, he's that. Like, I don't like the disrespect. If you want these players to be low to us, be low to them.
Yeah, I hear that. Again, you guys know my stance the whole loyalty. I've been hurt too many times. I just want a player to be respectful. I don't think players should have to be loyal nowadays, if I'm going to be honest. I think if a player wants to leave, as long as they do it in a respectful manner, then they have no issue with me.
Because there was once upon a time when Flacco was the best DM in the world. Imagine if Barcelona or Real Madrid come calling, you would have seen the Judas shouts about, I can't believe he's leaving and rare.
But again,
you know what I'm saying?
But he's not that now, though.
No, but what I'm saying is a year
Now
removed, hindsight allows you to think that. But about 14, 15 months ago, when he was that guy, if he'd have ever said he's going Barcelona, the uproar would have been insane. It would, do you know what I mean? Like, imagine that January when we was in the middle of the quadruple season. If Flacco would have started flirting with Barcelona or Real Madrid when he was still balling out,
that's
it would have been insane how
that's
people.
What I mean about. All right, this is what I mean about the manner in which someone leaves. Drift. Mane, no one badmouths Mane because of how he left. No one badmouths Genie.
Cal, I will never forget the disrespect Mane got the season before he left. I'll never forget that.
You're missing the point. When he left, no one was like, Mane's a snake for how he left. No one's ever said about Xabi Alonso.
Leading up to it, though.
No, but it wasn't disrespect, Drift. They were saying he was done as a left winger. And they were right. He was done as a left winger.
Nah, I remember the disrespect, bro.
He was done as a left winger, though.
Nah, I remember the disrespect. Mane was getting hella disrespect. I will never forget that.
I mean, he was playing pretty poor, Drift.
He actually wasn't even playing that bad. But anyway,
He was poor.
I'll continue.
I think it all depends on the way a player leaves. There's a reason why I don't mess about with Coutinho, and there's a reason why I'll always love Mane, innit? One.
Oh yeah. Mane never left. Mane never left.
One played his part out to the end and wanted to be a part of something special, and the other one was faking doing limbo and all that and twerking, and now man's just, well, who knows where he is. But let's move on. Colwill just won the Euro under 21. Big up to Curtis Jones, man of the match in that, in my opinion, player of the tournament, and Harvey Elliott, who won that trophy as well. But Colwill massively been linked to Liverpool Football Club. Firstly, I ask you guys, do you think he's the best available? I won't even say available, he's not really available. Do you think he's the best option out there for what we need? Left-footed, left centre-back. Do you think he's the best option?
Are you including the homegrown thing?
I'm talking purely from a football standpoint. There's no point going over the homegrown because we've just messed up so bad.
No, he's not the best. He's not the best.
He's not the best. No,
he's not the
Who
best.
do you guys think is the best?
He's going Man City, isn't it?
Yeah, that Gvardiol is a very good shot.
I actually think Inacio at this stage of his career is better than Colwill as well.
Do you remember when we were linked to a left-sided centre back about? I want to say 18 months ago or 2 years. I can't remember who he was. Can you remember he's playing in the French league?
Yeah, did he play for Newcastle now?
Yeah, I think they're in Champions League now, isn't it? And
Same first name as Goran Eriksson.
Yeah, something like I think it's Sven. Botman. Yeah. It's mad that, innit? Because I remember saying, like, some people are questioning man's talent ID and thing like that. And I was saying Sven Botman could have been a shout still, but you know.
I'm not gonna lie. I think he did. I think he did surprise a few people. He was brilliant last season.
Bruv, he was sensational. Bruv, he was serious, bro. Man was saying Botman for time, bro. But it is what it is, isn't it? Like, people want to hold on to the Markovic and don't want to remember the Sven Botmans, you know what I'm saying? So, you got, it's one of them ones, isn't it, Drift? But yeah, no, left side centre back, I think, do you know, there's a few, like, Gvardiol, I think, is going to go City. Inacio is another one. Evan Ndicka was another person who reportedly, and I say reportedly, we turned that down, reportedly. Big up Fabrizio. It was on Born and Red yesterday. Big up Born and Red, guys. Go watch, go check them out. Like, they're doing they're doing big things over there. And they had Fabrizio over there. And I don't know if he said it there or another time, but he did mention Evan Ndicka was offered, and Liverpool were like, not really. But I don't know.
Can I ask you a lot of questions? Say we got Colwill, yeah. Like, say we pulled off our madness. Somehow
what's the fee you're talking about? Because I think there's a limit, you know.
Forget the fee for a second. I just want to put. I just want to paint a picture. As good as they are as talent, would Colwill at 20 and Ibu at 23 not be a mad risky centre back pairing for a prolonged period of time?
Is it more risky than Joe Gomez and Ibu?
But I don't think Joe Gomez would play there. It'd be Matip.
Would it be all right? Then Matip and Ibu.
I think it is, because I'm not going to give up on the fact that Matip is still who he.
No, it's not, bro. Matip and Konate is way more risky than Colwill and Konate.
What if Matip is fit?
But you just said it.
The risk with Matip is that he might not be fit. But I'm just talking about if they're playing in the game. I'm just asking. I'm not even saying it's a fact. I'm just saying a 20-year-old and a 23-year-old is your two centre backs. Is mad, young, and inexperienced.
No, but
I'm not gonna lie. Like, that actually is mad. Could you win a league or a Europa League or a big trophy with a 20-year-old and a 23-year-old?
So this is my argument. Colwill, let's say Colwill was to actually sign for Liverpool, yeah, and we still want to do the whole Trent inverted. That's that Colwill can play, and I think he can play that left-sided centre back role / left back, but he's not really left back. You go to centre back. we have to understand as well, like Virgil van Dijk can't play every single game. We've seen it as well. The injury maybe taking more toll out of him last season than it was this season when he actually came back. I think Colwill has a very good upside like Ibu. And here's the thing as well, what I do like about it. He's a talent, yeah, but let's say you to sign him and let's just say he didn't turn out to be what we thought he was going to be, for example. You could probably still sell him for, do you know what I mean, for a good amount of money. I think the homegrown thing, that's important as well. The more I've been looking at the homegrown thing, that is important.
Oh.
No, I'm just saying. I've never said it wasn't. I'm just saying the more I looked at it. No, but numbers are getting thin, especially, hear me out though, especially if people get rid of Henderson, you know, I'm just saying. So, like,
Matt's doing research on the homegrown thing now.
Bro, listen, we're light on the ground still. We're light on the ground. No, we're light.
I didn't know, bro. I didn't know.
No, we're light still. We're light. We're kind of light still.
I had no idea, bro. I had no idea.
No, we are light on the ground. But what I was gonna say,
I think we're 3 short or 2 short at the moment.
Short. Right now we're 2 short.
Oh, you know as well, yeah, Jude.
I think it might be a 23 man.
I still get that walking mat. That walking mat. Welcome to homegrown. Should I still get that? Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Cool.
No, but
I mean, you got the bell when you open the door, ding, and you look up and you see the side.
but to answer Drew's question, I think getting Colwill. Like, I know it is a bit risky because he's young, but so was Ibu, innit? Ibu was a risk, innit? Ibu at his age was still a risk because remember, we didn't even realize like he was just gonna come into the first team and just be the guy who he is. And do you know what I'm trying to say? Like,
yeah, I'm not gonna lie, we're looking to track down the ladies' audience still.
Yeah, no, for real.
Colwill, Szoboszlai,
for real.
Couple man out there with modeling contracts.
Trust me, we're doing that, but like. Bro, Colwill is just as much the same of a risk as Ibu, and look how that turned out. Do you get what I'm trying to say, Drift? So, like, sometimes you have to. It's a calculator. In my opinion, it's a calculator.
Yeah, I was just playing devil's advocate because I'm not gonna lie. It is a really young centre back pairing. If you've got a 20-year-old and a 23-year-old, that's like a really young centre back pairing. But I was just playing devil's advocate. I'm not even saying it won't work. I'm just playing devil's advocate.
I think he'll be a bad man still, like learning under Van Dijk as well, but still getting to play alongside him. And then
we're not getting him though.
No, I don't think we are either. I don't think we are.
Here's my little theory on what we could do. It all depends on whether Liverpool want to action this. Me personally, I don't think we're getting Colwill either. But I don't want to sit in here and what I don't want to hear is this media narrative. We're not getting a centre back this summer because we're waiting for Colwill. If I see that, I'm going to flip because we've seen this way too often. Go and get Inacio.
Yeah.
And when Matip leaves next summer, we'll go and get Colwill as well. Then you can transition Virgil over to being right centre back. Him and Ibu can do that job. And then you've got Colwill and Inacio for left centre back. And Virgil can still play left centre back as well. Don't we just win in that situation?
Yeah. No, I think we do. I think we generally do. I think, like I said before, like I still think Virgil, with the right players around him, we can still get a better version out of Virgil, for example, than last season. I think with Inacio, I think he's got like a 35 million release clause. That does make sense to me. I think he's a very good centre back. And he's someone I was talking about. We was talking about. I think we all spoken about Inacio. So he's someone that we thought could definitely do a job. And Colwill, again, I think Colwill's situation might become clearer, I believe, when Badiashile recovers from his injury and how they rate Badiashile, both being left-footed. And I know a lot of people say the 2 left-footers and whatever. And that, yeah, of course, because I think there's this myth that 2 left-footers can't play centre-back together. I do think that's a bit of a myth, personally, for me, because I've seen it before. Because I think Badiashile's even...
No, Matt, it doesn't work. It doesn't work.
No, bro.
I can't even tell you why it doesn't work, but 2 left-footed centre-backs don't work.
No, bro. I've seen. I swear, Badiashile's done it at Monaco. I swear he has, bro.
I'm not sure. I know Pep's done it. We don't see it often.
It's not often.
When did Pep do it?
Pep did it with Ake and Laporte. He might have done it this season or last season, but he's done it.
I don't remember Ake and Laporte playing together. Have they actually played?
I'm 100% certain that Pep's done it with Man City.
Yeah, I think he done it. I think he done
Diaz and Stones weren't playing, and it was.
No, he done a Laporte and Ake thing before. He's done that before, I think.
Yeah, there it is. Allier, Palace away. He's done it.
Yeah.
Did they win the game?
Probably.
Promise.
Oh no, Palace is a bit of a bogey team for City.
No, Palace at Etihad is a bit of a bogey team. Palace away is calm for City.
But all I'm saying is this though, like,
And plus,
man,
that's just an outlier. That's a one-off thing, isn't it?
I think Colwill, it all depends on their project. Because, bro, the thing is with Chelsea, 1 minute they can say this person's like the future of their team, and then next minute things can change very quickly. Like, let's keep it a buck in it. Like, up until we really got news that Mason Mount the contract stalled, no one really even would have thought that guy would have left Chelsea. You would have just thought Chelsea would have kept him just because of the fact of he played for Chelsea all of his life. And look how that turned out. Remember, 1 minute he's helping them win a trophy, the next minute he's getting sold. So you got to understand, Chelsea are ruthless. Like, they don't care. Like, their type of team.
But this is a Cobham gem. It's different,
Bro.
Matt. It's different.
Bro.
They wanted Mount to stay, but Mount didn't want to stay. They would have kept Mount.
No, but I'm not saying Colwill is not going to stay at Chelsea all of his career. But I also can't tell you categorically that's definitively going to happen because this is Chelsea, bro.
This is Poch, though. And they've not had, in my opinion, a manager like Poch who's willing to give and has the quality to do it as well.
Look at the managers that they've had, and they're just because Chelsea.
But Chelsea is short on centre backs, you know, Matt. They're short on good centre backs anyway.
But here's the difference, though. Chelsea have this hierarchy where it's a thing. You're the coach, and then you got the hierarchy. You see how we say we got a manager and the hierarchy? I think they're more coach. Brother,
Yeah.
they went and bought Mudryk, Enzo. They didn't care who was in charge. They're like, well, I want to buy these players. Todd Bowley and his man them were like, we're getting these players. I don't care what the manager thinks. You have to make it work. They don't care sometimes. And I could be wrong. Maybe their plan is changing.
So you think Bowley would accept money as long as it was the right amount?
If Colwill was to say something like, "Oh, I don't want to be here," but Potter's like, "No, do you know what? I think he should stay. I think I could change it." I reckon Bowley would be like, "No. If he wants to go, he can go." I genuinely feel that Bowley still wants to have that final say. I could be wrong, and maybe they're going to give more respect to Poch, a bit like how more respect was given to Klopp before when it was Brendan Rodgers. Because remember, Brendan Rodgers had his way. He would have had
Ashley Williams.
Actually, and who's the left back from Southampton?
Ryan Bertrand.
Bertrand.
We should have actually got Bertrand.
We should have.
You know what I'm trying to say? So it all depends on how they rate the manager.
I think Ashley Williams would have been better than Kolo Toure as well.
No, it would have been instead of Sacco. Remember, it would have been instead of Sacco.
Ashley Williams was horror.
No. But Kolo Toure.
No, it wasn't horror.
I loved Toure, but Toure actually kind of cost us that season.
No,
he made a couple mistakes in the running. Man. No, I love the guy as well, but he made a couple mistakes in the running. Yeah.
But he made one mistake against West Brom when we drew the game 1-1.
But it was
it was more than one.
Them man were on ice, bro.
Yeah, I was gonna say, bro, that was Skirtle doing the madness. Skirtle just got away with it.
You're huge because Skirtle scored 10 goals or 8 goals. Like Bob Skirtle was.
We let in 50 goals that season. I think our defense as a whole wasn't that great.
Speak to Millionaire in between the sticks as well, bro. My man getting lobbed from the penalty spot.
Look, I love Kolo, but I do think in that season he made a couple mistakes that were a bit.
Kolo, in my opinion, made one bad mistake, and that was against West
Brom. It was more than that.
Remember when he looked around and he done this?
Yeah. It was more than one. It was more than one.
He did this, mate.
Yeah. I would never disrespect Kolo ever. Just like I would never certain man.
No, I'm not disrespecting
even Clavan.
Clavan Door, are you mad?
Are you crazy?
By the way, Colwill's got 2 years left, so do we play the long game?
As long as we get someone this summer, I don't mind.
We've got the time to play the long game, but we have to still get someone
we cannot not sign. Yeah. The only way we don't sign a centre back for me is if we go and get a very good right back. If you're telling me we don't get a right back and we don't get a centre back,
no, but Carl, I told you yesterday the right back situation's quite healthy.
It ain't healthy.
No, the right back situation is quite healthy.
It ain't healthy at all. There's a lot of makeup on it.
No.
Kate's in makeup.
No. It's all right, man.
Kate's in makeup. If it starts raining,
calm down. You're disrespecting the gal left not wear the makeup.
No, just being real. Kate's in makeup. It starts raining. We're gonna see the true colours. Telling
I'm
you.
not saying nothing. I'm not picking fights.
The right back situation is not healthy at all.
Do you know what it
Nah,
is?
it's
We
all right, bro. It's all right. Well, if you actually think about the
should
fact
have
that
got
we got
Pavard.
Trent, we got Joey,
Pavard could
and
do
we
it.
got Connor. I'm not gonna lie. I think right back is a lot better than we think it is.
Okay.
I do. I think this is all still part of the. And I'm never taking shots at you, Cam. I'm just saying, like, generally speaking, I think last season was such a traumatic experience. Yeah, of like, whoa, how do we fall this far? That like everything's getting a bit like blown out of proportion. I think Joey and Connor as backup to Trent at right back, it's all right. It's actually all right. Like I just think people are getting a bit ahead of themselves. As long as we buy a centre back, I don't think right back's an issue at all.
Okay.
I don't.
I hope you're right, Drew. Really
Because
do.
now there's a better midfield in front of them. That means that, especially if we get Lavia, that means that there won't be so many attacks and our defense won't be just constantly under pressure all the time. You know what I mean? Like, if we bring in Lavia and we've got, or Flacco does do what I think he's capable of doing and having a better season now, he's got better players around him, the midfield will be protecting the defense way more than it was. And it won't be just so like defensive, just constantly under pressure all the time like it was last season. But yeah.
So I'll end with asking you guys, do we get a centre back this summer? Yes or no?
Oh, do we think we'll get one, or do you want?
No, we all want one.
Yeah, which I think we will actually.
I don't
You know
think
why?
we will, because I don't think there's one available that is like realistic or obvious to go for.
Inacio's right there.
Call me an idiot.
We won't pay that much, Cal. That's why.
But I feel like we've changed a little bit. McAllister and Szoboszlai weren't necessarily like Mason Mount. Like before, like Mason Mount was really a prime target for us, and then we would look at it and thought this deal don't make sense to us. We're gonna move on, and it just makes it's giving me hope that Liverpool have a list. And I don't want to get carried away because other journalists have said they feel like it's not just this one play. There's a list. Like there, it seems to be like Liverpool know that they can't do the whole. It's just this guy. Like we can't do what we thought we was going to do with Bellingham and just go. Well, we're going to wait 3 years for Jude Bellingham, and then we're going to wait for the price to be revealed. Then we're going to go. We can't do anything. I don't think Liverpool are going to do that again, personally. But I could be wrong in it.
By the way, I do want to give the club a bit of credit. Whoever deserves the credit, I'm aiming it at them. I don't know who it is. I don't know if it's the owners, the manager. I don't know who it is. But if we bring in Lavia, it is absolutely sensational that they said, Bellingham, go Madrid and do what you want to do. Because Lavia, Szoboszlai, and McAllister is a fucking midfield. And I will take that over just one Bellingham every day of the week. So if they get that done, whoever needs to be given the credit, you get all the flowers. All the flowers.
Bellingham gets the credit because he rejected us.
Well, whatever the case may be.
No, but
whatever the case.
Regardless of where he rejected us, I would rather the three midfielders that you mentioned than one Jude Bellingham. Because as great as he is, and this is no disrespect to Bellingham, no disrespect. He's not Messi. Like you guys, I say that he might even be a generational midfielder potentially. But what I'm saying is, as things stand right now, Jude Bellingham by himself instead of McAllister, even just McAllister and Szoboszlai, he's not.
No, but I ask you, look, the question, and again, I'm not being shady here. Bellingham's a baller. That's of course he's a baller. I'm not being shady. But if I really ask you to dig within yourself and answer the question, Matt, is Bellingham even better than Szoboszlai? I know they're slightly different in the way they play. No, but real talk, I'm not even doing it to draw you out. Is Bellingham actually better than Szoboszlai?
He is.
They're different midfielders, though.
I don't think there's much in it. If I'm being
Bellingham is literally Bellingham is the 8. He is box to box. So Szoboszlai is a 10 that has the capabilities to play the 8. Does that make sense?
I know they're slightly different. I know they're slightly different positions in the field.
Like attacking wise, I would rather Szoboszlai, but I think Bellingham can more boss a midfield. He's more of a midfield general because Szoboszlai don't really like play in those areas for Leipzig. He plays further forward. It's hard to listen.
The point I'm making is
the
player we've bought instead of Bellingham is on a level. It's not like we didn't buy Bellingham and we went and bought any youths. That's the point I'm making. We've gone and bought a player, and arguably even McAllister can slightly fall into the category, who's like on a level. Even if you think Bellingham's better,
bro.
There's not a lot in it.
No, of course.
So credit to the club and credit to the team for doing what needed to be done to making sure we brought in the adequate quality that we didn't get Bellingham, but you know what? We still brought in some dons.
No, 100%. Bellingham. Listen, Bellingham will always be quality. He'll always be quality. So,
and I'm all in on the Lavia train. I know we're not going to touch on it. I'm all in on the Lavia train. I think under Klopp, that boy goes to the next level. I'm all in on the Lavia train.
What did I say, Drift? He's the Caicedo from 12 months ago.
Yeah. 100%. I agree with that. Because everyone looked at me sideways last year when I said we need to go and get Caicedo right now. Everyone was like, he's only played 20 games, Drift. That's not enough.
I was like, he can't replace Basuma. He can't do what man. And look what he's worth now, and look what he is now.
I knew it. That's why I wanted us to go get him before the hype.
He might not even necessarily be the same thing as Caicedo, but you just look at it and go, nah, do you know what? This kid is sensational. Bro, he was playing in relegation for the Southampton. Them man were getting cooked left, right, and centre. And look how he managed to stand out. I can't even lie. He stood out more than Ward-Prowse. I'm
all in on the Lavia train. I truly believe if we get Lavia, that's our midfield. Lavia, McAllister, Szoboszlai.
Definitely got like long term, 100.
And then what? And then having Thiago and Hendo and Jones on the bench. We look healthier than a motherfucker all of a sudden. Real talk. I'm all in. I don't even care if it costs 50 mil to get Lavia at this point, Just do it. Just do it. Like, let's stop talking about money, man. I'm so sick of it always being money. Liverpool always talk about money, man. Just go and pay, man. Whatever they want. Remember, they've got to give 20% back to Man City. So I kind of understand why they want the fee to be high. Because they know straight away 20% of the money they get is going back to... You get what I'm saying? So just do it, man. And like a lot of people said earlier, if you're good enough, you're old enough.
Sorry, I just saw a comment. I don't know whether you man have seen it. From Bilal.
Yeah, I saw it as well.
No, I didn't see it. Let me go and check.
From Bilal, bro. It's not even that far back. Big up Bilal, man.
I'm still not on the Lavia boat.
I know you're not. But again, I understand. I wasn't on the Caicedo boat like 12, 18 months ago. I'll be honest. I wasn't. I thought it was good, but I didn't think it'd be this good.
I know, I'm not going to lie, Cal. Matt's trying to learn from his mistakes, bro. Come on, man.
But hold on, Drift. Everything you said about Colwill, if our midfield is... How old is Lavia? What, 19? Szoboszlai, 22. McAllister, 24. Why don't you have the same reservations for midfield as you do for defence if we were to get Colwill?
I do slightly, but I know Flacco will play a big role in the team as well. So you've got that guy who can. Remember, I was just playing devil's advocate with the Colwill thing just to see what you look for. Because if it actually happened, I just wanted to know whether you lot would be slightly worried about having such a young. And I think defence is a little bit more age experience based than midfield, just based on like the common knowledge I picked up over the years. Like defenders don't normally get really good until later in their career because it's the position in the field where you pick up the experience and the knowledge as you go, and it's very rare you get really young centre backs that are just brilliant. Like you normally like learn that role. Do you get what I mean? But it is a little bit of a worry. But again, I'm also looking at the evidence of what Lavia has done. And Flacco's still around. So I think he can learn off Flacco for a year. And then by the time we get to this time next year, Lavia will be ready to be fully cooking. If he goes to somebody else, we're going to regret it. That's how I feel about Lavia. If he ends up going to somebody else, we're going to regret it. It's this summer or never, innit? Because somebody's going to get him. And if not, it'll be Man City next year. It's now or never. So
what's made you guys change your mind so drastically?
On
Lavia. I was never not on Lavia.
I'm not saying you both didn't rate him, but you didn't rate him to this level.
No, it's just as the season. You know what it is? When the season finished, and I was looking at I think I saw a compilation thing of Rodri or something come up, and I was like, I already know Rodri boss a thing. He won Champions League and Premier, and then there was, and then I saw a video of Lavia, and I was like, Yeah, he done that. He done that at the start of the season. I thought, okay, cool. He's probably going to fizzle out. He's young. He's going to be inconsistent, bro. When I even think about the game against Arsenal, off the top of my head, like he's mature for his age. Obviously, we know he's young, but I think what it is he's combative. So like, he's not going to read the game nowhere near as good as Fabinho at this stage of his career. He's not. However, at least he can. Like, if he makes a mistake, he can get there. Like, he's got that kind of ceiling that I don't know what it is, but it's the Saicedo thing. And I'm like, can we really afford to miss out on that again? Because Saicedo, at one point, when he was at Brighton last season, everyone was a little bit unsure. Let's give him another 12 months. And he bossed it. And look what Saicedo is now. And it's like, you're taking a gamble with Lavia. There's no definitive answer to say that he's going to be amazing. But then at the same time, if you can get him for a good fee, where it's like 40 something mil, that's a risk I think worth taking, because I think Lavia is a very good DM for his age and he's only going to improve with experience. And for the people that are saying Besetic, I think they're different, because Lavia is literally a ball winner. Like, he's more in the Mascherano mode where he hunt you down, kind of aggressive, but at the same time on the ball, he's got a decent pass. Besetic is a bit more silky with it. They're different in their profile. Like, I actually would trust Lavia. Like, say there was a breakaway, I trust Lavia. Maybe with his extra athleticism as well, like he can get there or something. But he might be a little bit, I'm not sure if he can get there. It's different. And not only that, if you get him, he can learn from Fabinho, because Fabinho is the ultimate mindset when it comes to the DM thing. He just doesn't have it, in my opinion, in terms of like where he's at right now, in terms of his capabilities. You can learn from the best as well. So you can kind of maybe even phase out a Fabinho. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
And then you have Lavia and Besetic as your two number 6s within 12 months' time. That's perfect.
They will both get game time. They'll get game time. They'll both get game time.
I think that is perfect, bro.
But two 20-year-olds as your DMs.
Yeah, but the experience they'll have under their belt by that time, I think they'll be all right. I don't think that age will be as big of an issue.
Of course, it'd be one season.
No, because then Lavia would have technically had 2. Besetic would have had a season
about Liverpool, though. It'd be one season at Liverpool, or at a club that's seen as a big club.
No, but that's a scenario where you think. I mean,
obviously, happen, though. Yeah. Obviously, this is all
that
like
might even happen.
This is all ifs and buts. But if you look at Lavia's trajectory of what he's already done, then you put him at Liverpool learning under Flacco for a year, and you look at the way Besetic has played, and then you think about another year in his development. I think this time next year, both of them will be ready to like take the mantle and be that guy. Do you know what I mean? Like, I mean, obviously, it might not work, but that's just what I believe would happen. And if you don't get Lavia now and you lose out on him, I know 40 to 50 mil is a lot of money, but if you lose out on him and then he goes to an Arsenal or Man United and he absolutely bads it up, we'll be sitting there like, why didn't we just get
him?
Why didn't? And you know as well, Cal, what worries me? There's not that many DMs in the world of a certain caliber. So why not?
Even availability, just availability.
Yeah, why not take a risk on one that's available? You know what I mean?
Who did you say in when we was all talking in the group today that we should maybe go and see if something happens? What's the name?
Sure, many.
Bro, Tchouaméni would be amazing, but the availability. We know Lavia has that release clause for next season. They've been relegated. Southampton are going to need to sell. It's just about whether you're going to give them the right amount of money to do so. So he's more available than Tchouaméni. The only way I even see Tchouaméni becoming available, like I said, I think I said it, is if Mbappe was to go there and Real Madrid are like, we need to get a bit of money back and we need to sell at a decent fee. Who's going to buy Tchouaméni for a good fee? That's where we may become involved. And even then, I don't think we would, because...
Matt, I disagree, you know. I reckon even now, I think it's just about whether you're willing to pay what they value him at. I reckon right now, we knocked on the door and said, here's 80 mil for Tchouaméni. Real Madrid would say yes. But we'll never knock on the door and say, here's 80 mil.
I don't know if they would, you know, Drift, because now Casemiro's gone.
Yeah.
It's only him and Camavinga who are the DM.
I think they would. I'm not saying they don't rate him, but I think they would accept 80 mil right now. I think if we knocked on the door right now and said, boom, I think they'd accept. But we'll never knock on the door and offer 80 mil.
No, we wouldn't. We wouldn't.
And that's the problem.
I mean, we say that. We did say we wouldn't activate Szoboszlai's release clause, and we did that, so...
I know, but 60 and 80 are still a bit of a way apart. You know what I mean? and in the same summer. Like maybe if it was like Sherman, it was the only
this
player
wouldn't be a
we were
release.
going
This
for.
wouldn't be a release clause. This would be a structured payment.
I mean, can you see a world where Liverpool spend 60 and 80 in the same window? I don't know.
No, but I didn't see a world where we'd activate Szoboszlai's release clause.
That's true. I never thought we'd sign it.
Yeah,
I get what you mean by that, but I just don't think lightning strikes twice, though.
I know here's the thing. I know it's a risk. For me, I'd probably wait a little longer in the window to see who potentially becomes available. I don't think Lavia is that game changer right now where I'm like, you have to go and get him right now.
Yeah, but then he might end up going to someone else.
What's make an example? What would you do now if he goes to, say, Arsenal? Who would be your next realistic DM target? I'm kind of putting you on the spot, but can you think?
Yeah,
and it's not a trick question, but can you think? Because here's my worry.
I'd go Amrabat.
Yeah, he's one, but he's been linked heavily with like Man United and like.
I don't think Amrabat's a bad player, but I just don't think he's Liverpool quality, man. I don't.
He's better than Lavia right now.
Nah, but it's not just about right now. Lavia's like future-proofing. He's homegrown.
But he's 26, Drift. He's not an old man.
No, I'm not saying he's an old man, but like Lavia is like homegrown. He's future-proofing the squad.
He's not homegrown yet.
No, but he will be by the time he will. Like, yeah, for me, Amrabat goes into that same category as like Mateus Nunes. Good player, absolutely nothing wrong with him. I'm not saying he's a bad player, but do I want him part of my long-term project? No. I'm just gonna be honest. I just don't.
I'm not sure.
I didn't say for a long-term project. I'm talking about 3-4 years until.
That's a long-term project.
I don't know why. I think I'd rather Lavia though. I'm not sure though. I'm not
sitting there saying you guys are. I personally think Amrabat's better. I think Florentino Luis from Benfica. I think you could make an argument they're about as good as each other. Maybe Luis is slightly ahead of Lavia.
I'd say.
I don't even. Remember, these players are older than Lavia as well. By the way, they are older than Lavia.
But you see, Amrabat, yeah, he had a very good World Cup, and that's where he kind of stood up more. But then he went so mid and quiet, and then he has like a good, or he showed up against West Ham, and everyone's like, "Oh my gosh!"
Did he go mid and quiet, or did people just not watch him as much?
Nah, bro, he went quiet, and I tell you why. If you're amazing at your job, at your role. You won't stay out the headlines. It's that simple because people will be talking about you. No. There's a reason why. No, but there's a reason why, and I get it's Fiorentina, but there's a reason why certain players like they never like Caicedo was always in the news because his trajectory like throughout the season, everyone was like, "No, this guy's just a boss," and he's been consistent. I can't sit here and say Amrabat was consistent. Like I don't. I mean, again, I'm not gonna sit here and lie and say, "Oh my god, I watched all Fiorentina's games." However, I just didn't see that same energy. And I saw people, dare I say it, flip-flopping going, yeah, he's not really the guy. I saw a couple of his games and like, do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Remember, because it's a tournament. It's a tournament. Whereas McAllister's different because McAllister, this was his breakout year. And on top of that, he had a great World Cup.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Really and truly, it should have just been Ugarte, really. Let's be real. It should have been Ugarte.
Yeah, bro.
Ugarte was the one. But I saw a couple of Fiorentina fans talking about Amrabat, and they weren't talking about him in a bad way or anything, but they just said he's not necessarily at club level playing the way he does at international level. So maybe he just raises his game because he's got that pride of playing for his country or whatever. I don't know. And I'm not saying he's a bad player, but yeah, as a long-term plan, like for the next 3-4 years, I don't want Amrabat in my midfield. I want Lavia in my midfield.
Fair point.
Right.
I mean, I want Caicedo in my midfield, but I'm dreaming.
He's the ultimate, yeah, but
I'm dreaming.
Yeah. We never game, bro. Press.
I mean, based on that, a lot of Southampton's fans did say Lavia only really played well against some of the big teams and on the whole did go missing a lot.
I know, but a 19-year-old, you're allowed to be that way.
No disrespect to Southampton.
19-year-old, this is my point. At Liverpool, you're not allowed to do that.
But he wouldn't at Liverpool because every game at Liverpool is motivation. Southampton's a bit of a mad thing, isn't it?
But imagine if you had to put up...
Bro,
but you also got to look at his peers and look at, bro, he's got to put out a fire every 5 seconds. Do you know how mad that is for a 19-year-old?
No, but that's not adding context, Matt. The context
adding context, though, because you're overwhelmed. He's one player. Imagine this. You're a DM,
But they
And
weren't
you're
saying
good
he
at
was overwhelmed. They were just saying he was having bad games, as in
Bro,
passing was off and
Southampton
missing challenges and stuff.
Yeah, because he's a little bit rash. But Southampton got relegated for a reason, though. They weren't a good team. But in my opinion, you can spot players who are actually better than where they're at. And for me, he's definitely one of them, 100%. I can't. Southampton fans are obviously they're going to be hurt as well because they got relegated and they're thinking, Raj, you know what? You man, everyone's hyping as you, but we got relegated. I understand you got relegated, but we can't sit here and say, because here's the thing. You got to look at it like this. People can say we're just fans and we're chatting nonsense. So if we're just fans chatting nonsense, why are Liverpool, Arsenal, and Chelsea all interested in this guy? What are they? Did they not know football as well? Are you telling me that the people that are at those clubs are sitting there going, "Yeah, this yeah, it's just a highlight reel." It's just they know what they're talking about, bro.
No, I agree. The question is though, does he go and start at those clubs? Because he has to start at Liverpool.
No,
Bro.
we've still got a Flacco, man.
Bro, getting the
I know
player,
you lot have given up on Flacco, but like we've still got Flacco,
bro,
man.
getting the player
Like,
and
if we're
assessing
saying-
where we're
if
at. I
saying
think
we're bringing someone in, but we're still starting Flacco ahead of that person. Isn't that an issue?
No,
No,
it's
but
not
you're
necessarily about starting. You just like bedding him in. He's not just got to come in and have the pressure of like he's got to play every game, week in, week out. Like let the man learn his team, get used to the club. Then when he's ready to take Flacco out the team, he'll take Flacco out the team. But Flacco's still here. Like, give him
Yeah,
a
but
chance to prove if it was a bad season or not.
So why aren't we doing that with the other midfielders then?
bro, Flacco's here.
What other midfielders? They
I
all
don't-
left, Cal.
I don't, guys. I'm confused. We're all sitting here saying Lavia is good, especially you two. But you're now saying there's reservations on whether you'd start him ahead of Flacco right now.
No, there's
but
no
you analyze
reservation.
it. No, but
I'm
come on, we
saying
can't sit
if
and
you
just
think it's too much pressure, we still got Flacco though.
No, but don't you analyze it? You look at the first game, you play like whoever plays, and you think, okay, do they start well? Do they not? The point is, you've got options. You do realize it's just Flacco. There's no option. We need another option. So you've got an experienced player who I think, me personally, the legs are done. You can't get your legs back. They're just done. Yeah, in my opinion, I think he's done now, innit? And then you've got an up and coming DM who I think his ceiling is high. And then you've got kind of like the best of both worlds, so to speak. So you've got experience and inexperience. And then you start the season and you go, who's better fit for Liverpool? Like that's what a manager, that's what Klopp's job is to do.
Guys, if we sign Ugarte, would you start him first game of the season?
I'm not even
Or
sure.
No, but Cal, I would start
You
Lavia
see who
first game of
starts.
this season. If we bought Lavia, I would start him against Chelsea.
I may yeah, come on.
I'm not gonna lie. I would actually,
training, bro.
as long as he gets a good preseason. Say we bought Lavia tomorrow and he played the whole preseason with
Engage it.
Liverpool. I will start him against Chelsea, bro.
I would
I don't. For me, I want to bring in someone where there's not even a debate. Where I'm just like, Flacco ain't starting ahead of this person.
I know, Cal, but apart from one or two, there's not many 30 DMs.
But you're saying you got, but we can't get you got, so we might as well talk about it. We got to be
No, I
realistic.
know. I hear
Lavier's
what you're
realistic,
saying,
though.
but then are we not scouting further along than just the Premiership? Like,
No,
'cause
but
remember,
no one's
are we
No,
saying
but
there's no
that's an
other
even
team
bigger
involved?
risk, right?
Is it?
Yeah, if you
Based
go
on
and
what?
pick up a little £10 million DM from somewhere and like it's a scouting team, I'm not saying it can't work out. Of course it can. But it's just as big of a risk, if not more of a risk, than picking up a guy who's already proven that he's of a certain level in the Premier League.
The reason why I say you gauge it, yeah, is because, like I said before, like when it's the whole Henderson, this goes full circle. Obviously, you're not going to go first game of the season, you just start all three. Or at least I know Klopp won't do that. Because it is a bit of a risk, innit? You don't know the rigors of the Prem. Especially like Szoboszlai, and let's say we sign Lavia. But you would like to think at least McAllister will start, and maybe Curtis Jones if he can continue the impressive form that he's shown, and Ray Teter. And do you know what I'm trying to say? But if that's just the first game, remember the first couple of games is always like you're trying to find your best team. You're trying to look, especially when you integrate new players. Sometimes you try and force the issue and you go, if you've got one new midfielder, you really want him to start, and you know you've got two other guys that have already played, then that's kind of calm. But when it's very unrealistic, in my opinion, that you're going to start all three midfielders, no matter how great they are. That's just very unlikely, in my opinion, anyway.
Fair point. Fair point. Let's help these supers. Shenlong says, big up Kopish fam and chat. Let me get a celebration for the newest LFC fan. The newborn son Salis. Big up.
Aye,
Shem.
Congratulations.
Big up.
Big up.
Congrats
The
as
beat
well,
for you.
brother.
Congratulations. 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 Big up Jamie Phillips, Football Chats. He says, is the fan base as sentimental as Klopp?
I am.
So that means we can't moan about him being sentimental then.
I don't.
I think the fan base. I think the fan base is split, in my opinion. I think he's split, if I'm being honest, or at least I think.
One thing that I do find crazy is people love the way Klopp is when we're winning, but then they switch on him when we're not, and you can't have it both ways. His camaraderie and his hugs and the way he is that brought us all together, that made us who we are. You're now criticizing because it's not working. But that's what got us where we were. It's like people want the best of, like, they want it both ways, and it doesn't quite work like that. You can't tell him to just switch it on and off. He is who he is. So, like,
I think you can be a nice human being without being too sentimental, though. I don't think the two can't.
No, you
work.
can, but the sentimentality slightly becomes a part of who he is and what, you know, what he embodies. You know what I mean? Like, it's in his DNA to be that way as a person. So we can't love it when we're winning and then chastise him for it when we're losing. You can't have it both ways. That's not how life works. But
question here then: so why do you rate Pep over Klopp?
Because I just think Pep is a better all-round tactician.
He's more of a winner then. But he's less. Everything you say about Klopp, Pep's the opposite, the complete opposite.
Yeah, I just respect what Pep does. I just like. I mean, it's undeniable, to be honest.
Fair dude.
I respect, but I would take Pep as Liverpool manager, Cal. If Klopp left tomorrow and Pep come in, ain't no one on this side got no issue. I don't know.
You take Pep to replace Klopp.
Yeah, I would.
As in right now.
What in terms of
if I said to you, Pep Guardiola comes in tomorrow, but you got to sack Klopp, would you do it?
See, that's the difference. The part where he says sack Klopp, no. But when Klopp's contract is running out, if you told me
no, that's different. No,
if you told me renew Klopp's contract or bring in Guardiola,
no, that's the easier way out. If Pep's right there right now and says, "Look, I'm leaving City tomorrow. I only want to be Liverpool manager." Are you doing it? Yes or no?
No, I wouldn't sack Klopp. No.
Fair enough.
Boy.
Troy M says, "What's your biggest hear me out for Liverpool next season?"
I think Dominik Szoboszlai will have more appearances than Naby Keita.
Actually, he better. I'm gonna get accused of being negative, but here we go.
You're not going to. You're not gonna do what I think you're gonna do, bro.
I don't think we're gonna see as much of Szoboszlai next season as we want.
Oh, I didn't think you're gonna say that.
What did you think?
No, we will. I thought you're gonna talk about a striker still.
No.
My biggest hear me out is I think Gakpo gets 20 goals next season
in the Prem.
Yeah.
All right, my biggest hear me out is Szoboszlai.
I'm so excited for Gakpo next season.
Will hit the ground running. However, McAllister actually might be our better midfielder next season.
I get where you're going with that. I'm so excited for Gakpo. You lot don't understand. The way I saw him end the season and all that, I think that boy's going to cook next season. I swear.
Bro, I think Jota's going to do a madness, you know.
I hope so.
I'll be honest. We talk about disrespect to players. I think Jota's arguably one of the most disrespected players in the squad at the moment. I can't lie.
I think he gets forgotten about, Cal, but not disrespected. I don't think he gets disrespected.
The amount of polls I see people saying who should start Nunez or Jota, and Jota's finishing bottom of these lists, and I'm thinking, hold on a sec. Guy's our best finisher, and I've been our most consistent attacker out of the three for God knows how long. Wild.
Actually, I tell you what my real hear me out is, because it's a little bit wild, but I believe in it. I think every single one of our forwards is going to get 15 plus goals next season.
Is that across all competitions?
Yeah, across all
Has
competitions.
to be. Yeah.
I think every single one of our forwards, Diaz, Jota, Nunes, Gakpo, and Salah, are all going to get 15 plus goals next season.
I don't think they. I'll say maybe 10, at least 10.
Yeah, I reckon they'll all hit double figures. I don't think.
I've just got a feeling that across the
front, what rate of goal scoring would have to score at to make that happen, Drew?
For real.
Yeah. And I believe, especially in the Europa League, where
five players on 15 goals or more, Drew. That's almost unheard of.
That is a mad thing. But saying that,
but our
the supply line is different, though. The supply line is different.
The supply line is there. We got Trent, McAllister, Szoboszlai. I keep saying that.
75 goals just from our front line minimum. If all of them just get 15, that's a lot,
bro. Do you know how good our front five are, Cal?
Yeah, but I also understand life, bruv.
No, because remember, I'm talking about across all comps.
Life.
All it takes is for them to get 5 goals each in every competition, and they've already got 15 goals.
Like I said, I don't think so, but I think they get double. I think 10 maybe. But listen,
it will definitely be double figures, but I'm gonna say 15. I think our front line next season with the supply line. I'm not saying we're going to win anything or whatever, but I think the front line, they're just going to be banging in goals. I just do. Matt, I was explaining to you the other day, Cal, I don't know if you even know, the new offside rule. Nunes is going to fucking eat this season. The new offside rule means you can be your whole body ahead of man as long as your toe is in line with his toe. Your whole body.
I mean, being offside wasn't his issue last
season. But what I'm saying is now that we've got a supply line with his pace.
Nah, because you're trying to imply that you're trying to do the most, bro.
Cal's the I see you, bro. I see you.
Man trying to do the whole without being on site wasn't even the issue, cuz.
It wasn't though. We all said his movement and everything is superb.
Yeah, but all right, look, let's not do this.
Matt's hairline says, Matt, you need to help Cal. His beard is crumbly. Crumbly is a disrespect, you know.
Matt said crumbly, you know.
Crumbly.
Crumbly. What is this?
That's your last warning, bro.
Innit? Talk to my hairline, bro. That is crazy.
AM said, I'm tired of this leadership narrative around Henderson. We've got leaders all over the squad. He doesn't bring value to the team anymore. Disagree with that.
I disagree with that, but we won't go into it.
Ride Shotgun says 3 good years in 12. That's not good enough. That's disingenuous. He's had way more than 3 good years in 12.
In 12.
Who are we talking about? Henderson?
Henderson, yeah, way better.
Bro, this is what I'm saying.
Rotted. Man, never got shot. Sure.
M-Tom, big up. M-Tom, as he says, big up, guys, lads. Levi reminds me of Walter Samuel, Colwill, with Virgil van Dijk and Ibu. By the way, Cal seems hangry on the meal and fasting. I am. Be like water, fam. Gotta feel hungry using nunchucks, headshot, dead bang. I'm struggling with this diet thing. I'm not gonna lie to you. I am really struggling.
What's worse, no food or no sleep, Cal?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm used. I'll tell you what it is. I'm used to having very little sleep, innit? I'm used to having very little. I'm not used to being hungry all the time.
You might know where I'm at still.
Yeah, I know where you're at.
I could have 1 hour, 2 hours sleep. But if I eat, at least I get re-energized. If you're talking about no food,
Matt's basically saying he's only charging the battery to 15% on his phone as long as he gets to play snakes. That's what he's saying.
Bro,
I'm not gonna lie. I'm sleep over food all day, you know.
Bro, imagine not eating.
Imagine not sleeping.
No. Obviously, both are just you're so crazy. Both were just destroyed.
I had to take naps on holiday. I had the missus laughing at me. I had to take naps on holiday. Like the no sleep thing. Nah, it's not the one.
I can't tell you the last time I took a nap. You know, like a good nap.
I had a nap for
put it like this. I got excited whenever the missus said, "Give me an hour, let me get ready." I'd be like, "Babe, do your thing." But I just crashed out. I just go take a nap, bro. Swear down. I'm a power nap man now.
let me go to the bar and go get some.
I'm a power nap, man. Now I'm not even gonna lie.
Then
Wake
time
me
you
up
can
in
go
an
get the
hour.
wings and some chips, bro.
Nah,
Yeah,
man.
I'm used to not sleeping. I'm not
Yeah,
used
the
to
power
sleeping
nap,
thing.
man.
I
Nah,
can.
man.
Yeah.
LTAB says, Matt, my home team, the Mavs, gonna win the chip real soon. Luca, Kyrie, Grant Williams, and hopefully Capella. Hopefully Mavs and Liverpool champions of Prem and NBA trophies.
He's a Mavs fan. No, bigger if you're a Mavs fan. I didn't think Kyrie Irving would even be signed with the Mavs, to be honest. I'd be like, obviously still got Doncic. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting next season still. Very.
AM says Henderson can't pass, shoot, retain possession, tackle, or make interceptions, but man them want to keep him because he shouts at people.
This is why I'm going to
That's
respond to that.
disrespect.
It's just like, yeah, man, come on, man. Let's not do
That's
that.
disrespect. No.
But I won't say anything. Faceless London says Drifty is on edge. All we need now is someone to say Klopp out, man them end the stream. R.I.P. Kopish. For real. Troy M says, not sure what your ratings were for this season, but 21-22 ratings were 7.4 average for all comps for Robbo and 7.2 for Hendo, based on Kop-Ish ratings, post-match ratings, just for reference. Fair enough.
I told you they were very close.
No, this wasn't the season just gone. This was the season before. So when you said Robbo went from a 9 to a 6 and Hendo went from a 7 to a 5, it weren't that.
Oh, well, fair dues. I didn't know what the average was for the season before that. So I don't. I mean, hopefully Troy's telling the truth there, because I don't know what the average was.
Troy's certified, man.
No, I know, but like I don't know if that. I didn't do a, because that kind of sounds a bit low for Robbo. The quad season, Robbo was on fire. That seems a bit low for Robbo, but
he had some bad games that season. Remember?
No, it was a bit funny, because remember we were talking about Tsimikas should have started a whole lot of games ahead of it. Robbo was a little bit.
Oh yeah. That's true, actually. That's true.
Yeah, he's a bit funny
I do
still.
remember that. Yeah.
RG says Gerrard in his last season was twice the player Henderson is, and I'm certain fans wanted him gone. Make it make sense. Henderson is done. We move on.
I don't know if anyone wanted Gerrard gone.
I'll make it make sense anyway. Everybody knows Gerrard's better than Henderson regardless, so that doesn't change anything. Like Gerrard would always be better regardless. It's Gerrard as a player anyway.
Ride Shotgun says even when Ox was decent, Jurgen would play Naby. Jurgen Klopp to blame.
I don't know.
There is some evidence to show that even when Naby and Ox were in form, they still weren't favoured.
I pick up Troy. Man did a full spreadsheet. Man will have to check that out still.
Tev says Gerrard knew when it was time to go. Enough said. Technically, Tev, that's not correct. Gerrard left because Brendan
Rodgers wanted to reduce his minutes and push him out.
Always on point says the biggest issue is that Henderson's decline shouldn't have been news to Klopp and FSG. We are here now due to mismanagement and negligence. As fans, we're tired of being forced to accept that behavior. I'll be honest, that's where I'm at with it.
I would love to know if Kopish and like the fan world was around in 2013-14. Like, what would people have been saying about Stevie?
They wouldn't be saying it on this channel, not with me.
No, Rob, I'm so intrigued to know what was
bad with Mane. You ain't seen me with Gerrard. It would have been nasty.
Yo, bro, that would have been a mad thing still.
But no, I fully agree with always on point with that. I fully agree with that. That's my stance with things at the moment. Troy M says Stevie for me, but my devil's advocate take for Hendo v Stevie is a better captain. It's easier to follow someone with supreme talent of Stevie. Hendo having minds and hearts is harder. He also had a better manager. He also had a better manager to help him as well, though.
It is very true though that people would just follow Gerrard because of who Gerrard is, but to follow Henderson means Henderson's got to be worth something because he's clearly not as good as a footballer.
No one say that. I'm just saying he ain't a better captain than Gerrard. Like I'm not even debating it. Like
I mean, obviously I appreciate your opinion, but I think people find it difficult to differentiate player and captain because Gerrard was so sensational. It's hard to think Henderson could be anything over Gerrard. But as a captain, I think he's a better leader.
No. Sadiq says, funny, on this day, 2015, Hendo was confirmed captain. He was, and if I'm not mistaken, was confirmed to be on the cover of FIFA, I think it was, alongside Messi.
The year we won the league, was Henderson not up for player of the season?
I think he might have won it.
Dead baller though, isn't it?
Jamie Phillips says, Klopp has tried harder to keep Milner than he is trying to keep Thiago. I think that says it all. Crickets.
Jamie likes to always come in with them. Controversial.
He's not wrong. It's not like we've offered Thiago a new contract or anything.
Yeah, but we got to be honest. The availability thing probably is what's on their mind, isn't it? If Thiago was available every week, of course he'd be offering him a contract. Milner was always available. He was reliable. Like, no one can take that away from him.
Jay says, what luxury player do other teams have?
It depends which team we're talking about.
I don't
to a degree, Bruno Fernandes, to a degree, doesn't really defend.
Bruno's not a luxury player, bro.
But he doesn't defend.
No, luxury in terms of you can pick and choose when they play. Bro, Bruno's integral to that Manchester United team. He's just.
I think a luxury player is more a player who gets away with not following the instructions like everybody else.
No, not in this context. The luxury player is a player who can be out for most of the season and we still play here or there. Or
well, I think that's what I've always seen as a luxury player is a player who's allowed to be a bit of a free spirit in the team and not truly follow whatever but they're so good at what they do. I think because Bruno's stats and his goal scoring is so brilliant, he gets away with like not being as good defensively and giving the ball away all the time and whatnot. But
Jill says, Cal, love your outlook on football views. I know I'm going to get chewed up in the comments, so I take that. Thank you. I appreciate that because I'm not going to look at the comments for this video after today's show. Chris says, I'm with Cal on this one. The all-at-once replacement was essentially if Thiago and Hendo go forced because the club rarely sells unless a player wants to leave. Should be done incrementally. Yeah, facts. That's on the manager, though. Jules says, Cal with a winner mindset. Yeah, some would say a bit too ruthless, though. Works both ways sometimes. Sultan says, Drifty, you watch UFC yet? I can answer that for you, bruv. Hamzat or Kamaru, 3 rounds. I'm going Usman. What are you saying?
Oh, that's a tough one, you know. I don't know. That's a tough one.
3 rounder, Matt. Usman or Hamzat?
Ooh,
Hamzat just seems so much bigger than Kamaru.
No, he's
no
not.
way.
No. What it is, it depends on the Usman. If you get if Usman's confident, Usman will take, because I think Usman will take him down, you see.
If it's at 170, Usman beats him at 170.
But I think if you get
that's what I mean,
I think Hamzat would.
That's what I mean about yeah. I don't like, but I believe Hamzat could fight a middleweight easily. I mean he has. I don't know if Kamaru can fight a middleweight.
It depends on the.
Do you think Kamaru can fight a middleweight?
Usman would 100% be able to fight a middleweight. 100%.
Yeah. 100.
No, I don't mean against any of you. I mean like a title shot or like one of the big boys. Do you think,
bro?
I don't know. I need to see evidence.
You don't think Usman would give Whittaker a very hard fight?
Of course he would.
I think Whittaker would smoke Usman.
Oh my days! You know, I just remember, Cal. I've seen. Yeah, I've seen that, innit? That's what I'm gonna say.
I mean, you picked the wrong guy, Cal.
Yeah, I know.
You should have said someone else.
Cal, I've seen that one, innit?
Now, I think Usman beats a Till or like a. But like Whittaker? No, Whittaker smokes Usman.
Fair dues. Kai says, finally, my birthday falls on a Monday Night Live. I big up yourself, Kai.
Big up, Kai. Happy birthday, G. Happy birthday, bro. Who wins, Usman or your boy, Cal?
Who's my
Middleweight
boy?
championship.
Say his name, bro.
No.
Hold on.
Skinny
You know what you talk about? You talk about
Adesanya.
Adesanya.
That skinny you. Yeah. Who wins, Usman or Adesanya?
Wow.
I think Adesanya beats Usman.
Easily.
I mean,
And that's what I'm saying about middleweight for Usman. And I love Usman, but
Hold on. So what did you just say?
hold
What
on.
did you say?
Didn't he beat Rob easy the
Hold
first
on.
time?
Hold on. What did you just say?
now, life-saving surgery. Cal shady as fuck. Anyway, what did you say, bro?
Being
just
trash,
said-
bro.
You just said he'd beat Usman easy. I said I think he beats Usman. I don't think it's easy, but he beat Rob easy the first time.
Yeah, the first time. Robert
Yeah,
just
that don't
come
make-
back off life-saving surgery,
Yeah,
man.
but that doesn't make Rob a dead fighter just because Usman. Just
No,
because,
I love Usman. I'm not saying Usman's
no,
a dead fighter. I
like,
just
I'm
don't know
saying
about
Rob
Usman
lost,
at
but
middleweight.
he's not a washed fighter. Like he's still a G.
No, I just don't know about Usman at middleweight. That's all I'm saying. Like,
I'll be
whereas
honest,
Hamza, I think Hamza comfortably fights at middleweight. That's the only point I'm making.
The highest ranked opponent we've seen Hamzat fight middleweight is like ranked number 20th or something. There's a lot of hype behind him with much substance right now.
I know, but sometimes you can see the ability when you watch, though, innit?
I don't know, bro. When I saw him getting tagged by Gilbert Burns and all that,
No, but Burns is elite, though.
Burns, and what happened to Burns against Usman? All right, then. All right.
No, do you know what? I actually think I think Gilbert was a little bit like just like the occasion. If you remember the first round, Gilbert was actually doing really well. It's like the occasion kind of got to him a bit.
No,
it wasn't about the ability. It was about the occasion.
It wasn't the occasion. It wasn't the occasion. It was Usman that got to him, bro.
It was the occasion, bro.
You're sleeping on Usman, bro.
That's why Gilbert started to cry because he realized he let himself get overwhelmed by the occasion.
No, he started to cry because his dream didn't come true, unfortunately, because he was in there with Usman, because Usman is one of the best welterweights to do it.
No, he is, of course.
AM says, Drifter, you're allowed to be sentimental, but not at the cost of the club winning. The success of Liverpool is the most important thing to me.
That's fine.
Eric D22B says, if you think Klopp should be loyal, then you have to say the same about Adrian when we all know he should be gone. Oof.
No, but that's a little bit different because Adrian
Why?
hasn't really done anything to earn loyalty. Like, it's not like Adrian's been like brilliant for 2 or 3 seasons or what. Adrian hasn't earned loyalty. I'm talking about the players who've earned the loyalty, got to a certain level, could have left but didn't. Yeah, it is a bit different. Like nobody was chasing after Adrian, and Adrian picked Liverpool. I'm talking about Salah and the players who've like got to a level and could have left because they were on that level, but they were like, no, I want to stay here. I want to be at Liverpool. I'm talking about that type of loyalty. Yeah, Adrian didn't earn loyalty. He's had one real standout game, and all right, we won the Super Cup. But like other than that, there's not like any standout Adrian performances, are there?
For the wrong reasons.
Well, yeah,
big up my brothers, big up Bajan Barnes, big up
Bajan
Reds TV as well. Do you fear Liverpool only sign one more player? And if so, which position would be best to fill? For me, centre back cover. I'm off to crop over in Barbados. Come join us. I wish I could.
Barbados, man.
If it's one more player, boys, what position?
I'm still thinking about going to Barbados.
Need some flying fish macaroni pie.
I'm going to be honest. The position in the team that I want more than anything is Harry Kane. But if we're talking about...
That means one of your boys has got to go then.
It is what it is, bro.
You ain't doing it.
You ain't doing it, man.
But if I heard that Liverpool going for Harry Kane, all jokes aside, other than Salah, it is what it is, bro.
You are lying, Drift. You wouldn't do it.
No, for Harry Kane. No,
all right, name a player then. Which one are you selling then?
I'll do a raffle.
You lie.
You won't name the player. Hence the answer was raffle, bro. But they name no names.
Me and Matt would do it. I know me and Matt would do it.
I know I would do it. Facts. You know I would. Kane.
Of course you do it, Cal. That goes without saying.
Yeah.
That's not even a
Oh,
conversation.
remember, Drift,
Call me J Rock. Win. F everything else. Win.
And there'll be two people Cal would go up into that argument. It wouldn't even just be one, it'll be two.
Nah, it might be one.
Kane, we win everything. It's that simple.
Out of the realistic positions in the team, it probably would be centre back.
DM for me. What are you saying, Matt?
Centre back.
Is anyone else impressed at how easily Trent was able to transition from dreads to plaits?
Oh, Stevie just done it.
It's light work, bro.
No, but his hair really was dreaded up. I'm actually really surprised at how easy it was.
Stevie's was as well, but he's gone back to plaits now. It's not actually that hard.
I rate it still. No, but his was like really dreaded up. I thought it'd be a bit. I thought he might have to cut it rather than, you know what I mean? Like he did well. I rate it still.
JK8092 says get Lavia and Colwill. That will do for now. If we finish the season like that, that'd be excellent.
Trust.
That will be sensational. If we buy those two, that's like the perfect summer, isn't it?
Not for me.
Hold on, Colwill, Lavia, Szoboszlai, and McAllister. That's like a perfect summer, bro.
As perfect as we get the Liverpool fans.
I still want a right back.
Like I said, it's as perfect as Liverpool fans.
It's a 9 out of 10. It's a 9 out of 10 window for me. For me personally, I don't begrudge anyone for saying it's a 10 out of 10, but for me, it's been a 9 out of 10.
Some people can't be pleased, you know.
Pause. Bayesian Reds TV says Money Mount went for 60 mil and he is a 4-day-old stale food on the counter that's molding. Lavia at 50 is a deal based on the current market. It's true as well.
Yeah.
I disagree with that. I think Mount's a baller, but yeah, I'll pay 50 mil for Lavia. Easy. Ads
LFC says Jarrell Kwanzaa is one to watch in terms of the next player to come through the academy, in my opinion. Very good player, that boy. Very good player. Nizam Aziz says, great shows, guys. Keep it up. Big up yourself, Nizam.
Big up yourself, bro.
Man like H in the building says, big up, bros. Been away and missed most of the last month, but I can guarantee in the past month, Cal spent about approximately 2 hours, 20 minutes. Welcome back, H, bro. Welcome back, bro. Jay says Nunes will be sold. 65% of fans don't rate him. You guys know, if it was meant Harry Kane coming in, I would sell Nunes.
Yeah, I'm gonna remember Klopp out. Nunes ain't good enough. Bun Hendo. I'm gonna remember all this shit.
Fair dues. Jay says Arsenal haven't won the league in 20 years. Just throw shit.
That's cracked up on them though. You see what I'm saying? Now they used to laugh at us, like, yeah.
Hopefully it'll be another 10 years.
It can go from 10 to 20 real easy,
real quick, bro.
Real
10
quick.
to 20 like that.
I remember my brother laughed at me when I said Man United won't win any of the big trophies for a little while, and he laughed at me. 10 years later, I said, bro, when do you think you're going to win the league? When do you think you're winning the Champions League? Man just looked to the left. I said, all right, remember when you told me that I was a mad... Remember when you told me I was a madman when I said
Man United is still far away. That's quite scary.
Yeah, it could turn around real quick.
Beijing Reds TV said, Drift, when you come Canada, got a sweet treat for you to check out called Beaver Tails. I think that's a
Seems
drink.
like there's a pause in there, but I know that Beijing wouldn't be doing that.
Yeah.
Hey, do you know what? I can't wait to come to Canada. That's actually one of like my life bucket. Like, I want to do a ski trip in Canada. Like, 100%.
You just ruined it, bro.
Man said skiing, bro.
Well, you don't want to go skiing, bro.
I don't want to go on holiday anywhere that's colder than the UK, bro. Like,
I don't know
it's
if I
not
wanna
holiday
hike
to
that
me.
cold weather.
Yeah, but you've got on the whole
Nah,
like,
but
you know.
when we said Barbados,
I
yeah,
said
calm.
because you got a couple jackets and thermals, you're right, bro. You're cold out there, bro. In the mountains.
Man said you have to wear
Yeah,
them
you'll be
thermals
alright,
when you're
bro.
inside the
Bro,
yard.
it's hilly up where I live now, bro, and it's cold in the winter, bro.
Man, you'll be all right, man.
No, I won't. You're right, because I won't be going there to ski, bro.
Hey, I'm gonna make it a Kopish trip now.
You're not
'Cause
gonna
I-
make a proper trip.
Nah,
because
you
I
won't
won't
catch
be
me
going,
out
bro.
there, bro.
Nah. I'm
You
bringing
won't
you,
catch
man, with
out
me.
there.
You're not
You ain't
catching me,
catching
man,
me
with
out there.
Skiing, bro. I don't even know if I'm actually allowed to ski because I had ACL surgery as well.
Oh, boo-hoo, bro. Stop lying.
I swear.
Yeah, I don't actually know.
Nah,
if I'm
you're lying, Cal. You're
I'm
lying,
dead
bro.
serious. I don't think you're allowed to if
You'll
you've
have to go on the.
ACL.
Is it them snow bike thing or something?
Bruv, I'm not
I'm
going
gonna-
on anything, bro. I don't think you guys are hearing me. I say it for the people at the back.
Plus,
I ain't
even the
going
bears
skiing.
and all them thing there. The bears, I ain't got
Bruv, you know
time
what
for
I
that.
mean?
You know?
But we've got foxes, and I don't even really ramp with those.
I don't know if I got time for the bears and that, bro. I'll be honest. Bro. Man's just sitting there chilling to see the. Nah, bro. I don't know, bro.
Don't get me wrong. I know it's cold over there, but skiing looks like the most fun thing ever.
To who, bruv?
Well, to me, it does anyway.
Oh, I'm all right, man. Go and get me a nice hotel.
You know,
with my
I'm
limit
going to be
apple
honest
tree.
with you, yeah? You see,
How
when it
can
comes
we
to the
ski?
cold, 50% of cold is mind over matter.
Oh, here
if
it
you
is,
let
bro.
it, if you let it
There
bother
we
you,
go.
it will bother you.
If you let
Yeah,
it,
because-
bother
No,
you.
Frost-
if you
because
let
I tell you
frostbite-
what. I tell you what. I tell you what.
Frostbite starts in the
Go,
mind.
yeah, I
innit,
was gonna
sis?
say, go to Alps. Don't wear no jacket. Stand out there for like a good 3 hours and see
Come
if
on,
your
of course-
mind
I
can
said
beat
it's
matter.
50%
Of
metal.
course,
Bruv,
come on. Of course,
so
I'm going to be wearing a
frostbite
jacket.
starts in the mind,
Come
yeah,
on,
Drifty.
man.
I'm telling
No,
you.
but
I
if
said
you've
it's
got the
mind over
equipment,
matter.
if you've got all of the right equipment, all of the right overalls, if you're wearing the right attire, then it's all about mind over matter.
All right, cool. You do,
It's
bro.
all about
yeah.
mind over matter.
Man's
Do your
moving
thing,
like we're
bro.
the X-Men, like man's got powers. Bro, it don't work like that.
Do your thing, bro.
Look,
Jay says,
hey, listen
Cows
to
will-
Troy. Man's telling you, man. Ski
Man's
was
moving like
also
he's
amazing.
Xavier. You know?
Hold tight, you lot, man. I'll send the cameraman to go and film everything for you, Drew. Do the editing from home. I'll work remotely, bro. Jay says, Cows work 14 days straight, a true Jamaican. Yeah, I've been putting in some worries. I'm so tired. H says, Drift will cry when he watches the recent UFC card. Tears of joy as well, though. There will be tears of joy.
Yeah.
I think
100,
there will be anyway.
Yeah.
I should have watched it by now, but that's a different story. Sultan says, Drift, you have to watch. It's the best card of the year. I mean, I've told him, Sultan, but you know, if he ain't watching, he ain't watching.
I'm on it. I'm on it. Don't worry, I'm on it.
Too late, still cool. Tar Mizzy says, and Cal been doing morning runs, feel like Bruce Lee before gym now. City run loading off topic. Watch Donnie Yen, the Don of all time, legend of the fist. If you haven't, okay, I will.
I told you, lot. Tar Mizzy is about 2 or 3 months away from coming on the stream.
Yeah, oh no, I'm not competing.
Bare
with Tar
chest,
Mizzy.
Bruce Lee, cut like shit
Yeah.
with a challenge for Cal.
No. I'm not competing with Tar Mizzy. We're working
Sure, it
in
sounds like
tandem.
you guys are competing. Though.
No, don't do that, Matt. Don't.
The
do
way
that.
he's talking to you is like it's almost like
no,
it's
he's not.
kind
Bro.
of.
We've been speaking on WhatsApp, bro. He's encouraging me actually.
I'm just asking, innit? I don't know the context.
Hey, Tar Mizzy, when you reach your target to draw Cal out, just call him a pussy, yo. That's how
He's
you
probably
get it
reached
done.
his target already. He's probably set a new target. Man sent me a picture the other day of him standing outside a gym, bro. And he weren't even looking tired. He's reached his target. Jay says Kiro Figueroa is a ball in the academy. I don't think I've actually seen him play. Actually,
I don't know.
I think I've seen him play once, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I haven't.
Tune in. Sister Roz says Hendo missed 2 games due to suspension. Chelsea and Crystal Palace. I was gutted because I knew if he wasn't suspended for those games, would have won a league in 2014. Facts.
Very true.
Absolute facts.
People forget that though.
Unfortunately, they do. Boys, anything you want to say before we take the people out?
Just big up as always. It's been an emotional one. You know, like Lockstock.
Crazy. Yeah, it's been a crazy one still. Like when I think about
man, if I look at man like Lockstock, it's been emotional.
No, it's true. It has been. It has. I can't think.
You know what I'm saying?
Some wild stuff. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, innit? Everyone's got their opinion in it. So blessings to everybody, innit? And blessings to everyone still.
Sultan says, will Poirier versus Gaethje top Moreno versus Pantoja? I doubt it.
Don't say nothing because that's
I doubt it.
All right, bringing it away from that quickly because I don't want any spoilers. I just want to give this moment to Matt. Right here, right now. I want to give this moment to Matt because normally it's me. It's normally me who gets all the joy, who gets what he wants, who lives in the moment. Matt, we need to embrace this moment because Szoboszlai is your guy. You've been championing this youth for about 18 to 24 months.
Facts.
And I need you to just let us know how you're truly feeling, bro, because I know what it feels like to get who you want. When I heard we was chasing after Diaz, I thought it was a pipe dream until it became reality. Nunes, the list goes on. So I just want to give you this moment, bro.
Bro, do you know what it is?
I just mute and come off camera for this bit.
Do you know what it is? Yeah, and I'll be real. I'm trying to remember the last time I wanted a signing at Liverpool. It probably was Ibu. But again, it wasn't as far back as Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai was like 2 years prior. Bro, I never would have thought we would have signed this guy, you know. I always thought, Liverpool would never go for a player of this caliber. You know, the ones there.
No, Cal wanted Szoboszlai.
He did.
But it was Matt that was the one who was championing.
Yeah, I was championing from day. And you know what? Yeah, I'll be honest.
Actually, do you know what? Man's right. You deserve it. You deserve the full screen, bro.
Bro, listen, this is what I'm talking about. All right, so let me say this as well, yeah. I've said many times, I think I said it in the members video as well, yeah. I think this brother, if he's used correctly, I'm not like trying to do too much, but I think this guy is a transformative signing. And I know people are going to say, look at Navigator, but this ain't Navigator. This is Dominik Szoboszlai. You know them ones there? It's a different. I know they wear the same shirt number, but it's different. You understand? We're big 2023, you know? Trust me. You know what time it is. Hey, listen, first game of the season, I need to see him play. I can't even lie. Right, Carl's standing like the old granddad.
You make me weird.
Right, my little granddad thing.
But no, we're it. We have Szoboszlai.
Listen, this is me right now. Now we got Szoboszlai though. Big signing. No one thought we would have done it as well. Release clause. Since when did Liverpool play? We played 2 release clauses this season, this summer. First, obviously McAllister and now Szoboszlai. Mad thing. Damani. Hey, listen.
What do you call him? Damani.
There's a light. That's high. Hey, listen. Fully gas though. Big man thing. Nah, it's
I just had to let Matt have his moment still.
Nah, man, it's a mosh. I can't even lie, it's a mosh. And you know it's so crazy as well. Like, I'll be honest, yeah. When Naby left, yeah, I was like, you know what? It's peak, innit? It's actually peak. Because he's gone, the number 8's gone, and I thought, obviously McAllister took the 10. So when we were gonna sign a new midfielder, remember, Szoboszlai came out of nowhere. Like, out of nowhere. Remember, everyone thought it was either going to be a Kone or Kefren Turam, maybe someone else. And then when I saw, Liverpool are now confident of signing him, I was like, what? Hold on a minute. Are you crazy? And then we actually go and sign him. And then he's got the number 8 shirt. And my man then talk about Gerrard already. And remember, this guy's got tech for days. The tech is mad. When you see the shooting tech. But anyway, everyone's already seen the videos, seen the clips. Just see where I go on. Let Klopp utilize him properly, innit? That's the next thing. And then we can move. Because again, it's about settling.
I'm not going to lie. If Klopp fumbles this, I don't know if I'll forgive him.
No, he can't fumble it. He can't. He actually can't.
You can't fumble this.
Hey, no, this is the one right here.
Szoboszlai.
That's the one right there.
Yeah. Then we're right. Oh, yeah,
Nah,
we're gonna have
trust.
to use that one.
But no, on a bit listen, serious thing though. Like I genuinely thought we would never go for a player like this caliber because when you just think, oh, your club would never go for that type of player that you want. I'm like, bro, I kid you not.
That's how Diaz felt. That is exactly how Diaz felt.
Joint is when I see his first game, that's when it will really like.
Like, Cal, your day will come, bro. Your day will come.
Pause.
It won't, will it?
Well,
it actually won't, will it?
No, it will. It will. And just on a side note, not to go off on a tangent, I'm a little bit upset that we're not doing the Kefram thing, you know, because like I think we're kind of like. I mean, it would have been too much for Matt to get Kefram and Szoboszlai in the same summer.
I would have passed out or something. Blood.
But like, I think he's going to go somewhere else and we're going to regret it. I'm a little bit upset that we're not actually going to
The thing is, we're not going to get him, but I understand. The thing is, I understand. For example, if we was to go and get Kone or Lavia, I understand it because you're going for a DM. You're not going for a box to box. You know what I'm trying to say? Whereas if we go for Thuram, it's more box to box again, and then you're going. So you got 3 box to box, man. But what? So basically, again, like. You just left Flacco by himself. So
no. Thuram could do the DM thing if he's molded. He can.
But Kone's more molded for that role, though.
Yeah, but Kone's just got an ACL.
Is it ACL?
It's not ACL.
Okay. There you
I heard it was a. What is it then?
I don't want to talk about it because I don't know if
I'll
say something that develops. In next thing I know, bro, we've got to have amputation or something. You know, in my luck, bro. Like,
we got Szoboszlai, man.
You know, DRB's getting DRB's getting sniffed around at the moment as well. You know,
pause.
Probably Newcastle, isn't it? Most likely.
No, I just made peace with it. I'm just going to enjoy the team that we build because I'm
not for me. Though.
I'm not even gonna lie. I don't even want to see the disappointment on Cal's face when Aston Villa get DRB.
Musa to Aston Villa. Am I a dickhead, bro? No.
It might be Newcastle though.
No, it's Villa, bro.
Oh, is it Villa? Everyone's saying Villa, you know?
It's Villa, bro.
And they got Pau Torres as well. You're still in it.
Wow.
You never guess who used to play for them as well. Your hero.
Who's my hero, Matt?
Or used to be your hero. Who
Who's
broke your heart.
God, man, he's my hero.
Bro, I don't know. Not your hero anymore. Now he's painted as the villain.
Oh, God.
I don't know. I'm just. What is he? I think is he Brazilian? Brazilian. Where's number 23?
Coutinho won't be feeding Diaby. They will not want to sell Coutinho for a reason.
I'm just saying, like, see how the stars align. Anyway, it's kind of mad. It's kind of mad still.
Hey, Pau Torres, Diaby, and Tillemans. That's serious business for Villa.
And Coutinho on the bench.
That is proper business for Villa, you know.
Now Villa do all jokes aside, Villa are actually making movements. I don't like it.
That is mad.
Musa Diaby is going to go to Aston Villa.
Play his hero, isn't it? One of the great.
Liverpool Football Club is sitting there just saying, "No, it's cool. We got Harvey Elliott."
I guess he just wants to
miss me out, man. Miss me out. On a real, miss me out.
To play in the Premier League, Carl.
Miss me out.
I think you misheard what I said. I said
that's shambles.
He might want to share a dressing room with one of the best number 10s to grace the Premier League.
Who's that?
I'm just saying, one of the best number 10s to grace the Premier League, isn't it?
But the rumours are you can still smell Gerrard's cologne in the hallways, bruv. So that might be what's
on ability-wise, one of the best 10s to play in the league still.
Yeah, the rumours are you can probably still smell that heat rub that's on Coutinho's back as well.
I didn't even say names, you know. The fact that you're saying names is a lot still.
I'm saying the name, bro. I'm saying the name, bro.
That's it. I'm saying the name.
I'm saying the name, bro.
Oh, it's Oscar and
we
Villa
move,
as well.
we move.
Right, Villa trying to cook.
We move.
That's kind of messed up my evening now. Nice one, boys.
The RB's not home,
Appreciate
bro.
you.
No, Cal.
No, it's cool. We just renew Adrian's contract again next summer. H says Matt champion Dominik makes me sad. Hashtag and Nabby.
I thought we can't be emotional. I thought we got to move on. That's what everyone was telling me. Like I can't be. You know, everyone's there.
For context, Matt champion. Not talking.
Never. The man just fucking punches. Like I would. Madman.
No, to be fair, you both championed Artur hard still.
No. We didn't champion him. We just said we think he might do something.
Go back and watch that episode, guys. I'm gonna drop it in the group chat later.
No, allow it.
Micah says, guys,
do
early
that.
top
Don't
six
do
predictions for the Prem next season. Top six predictions, I think City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, Man United, and Newcastle in no order.
I'm going to go Liverpool, City, Arsenal, Chelsea, Man United, Tottenham.
Tottenham again, top six.
In no order, Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Newcastle, Man United.
Newcastle aren't going to be able to cope with Champions League and Premier League.
You want bet? Them have money.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they're going to be crap, but with Chelsea and Tottenham only having one game a week and being able to fully concentrate, I think they're going to finish above Newcastle. No, Tottenham and Chelsea are both just got a free run every week, all training, play on the weekend. I think people are sleeping on that.
Sultan says, Cal, you confident Leon versus Cole? Yeah, Leon's got that, man. Leon's got that. Leon's cool for that, man. People, we are going to wrap up there. If you haven't already, please do smash the like button. Had over 1,000 of you guys in here. So please, let's get over 1,000 likes on the video, please, people.
Oh, wow. Alex, I love you, brother, but this is what I'm talking about with these Arsenal, man.
Which double is that? Is that League and FA Cup? Not the Champions League.
It doesn't matter what double it is. Is that not the wildest take?
I personally don't think it is.
Fair dues.
Interesting.
I can't wait for the world to come crashing down around these Arsenal, man.
Oh, same here, but I just don't think. I think they've passed that point now. I think they've had their cycle. Jay says Tonali will flop. He's mad. Milan sold him. Maybe.
I'm not gonna lie. If you lot see the welcome video, I felt really bad for him.
Yeah, he's not.
He looked depressed, bro.
He's not happy, fam. He's not happy.
He looked depressed.
Alex says Champions League and World Cup. Anthony James says, what would it take for you to forgive Coutinho? Get a time machine. Can't do that, so I can't forgive him, innit? Like, here's what it is.
That thing's done now, innit? The thing's done now. Still,
yeah, he's done.
That saga's done. Long time.
Yeah, he's done. He's done.
Let me say the saga's done. It's done.
No, I know, but he's done.
Saga's done, man.
I ain't forgiven him. Like, disrespected my club. Or have we become soft overnight, fellas? Because he can do a little step over here and there and a shimmy.
Oh, Cal,
No,
still
F
hold
that,
on to them grudges, you know.
Oh, bro. I'm telling you how it is. Can't believe that certain man are willing to let it go because he had a nice little flair about it.
Letting go. I just said it's done, innit? The thing's done.
Disrespected my club. You're mad.
He's done now. The thing's done long time, bro.
He's done. He's done. I don't want to see him at our stadium. I don't want to see him talking nice about us. No, nothing. You know what you did. You tried to level up on us. And how did that work out for you? Bun you, bro. Look what we did when you left. The energy's the same as it is always. Bun Felipe.
To be honest with you, he actually tried his hardest to win us the league.
Oh, please.
Am I lying, Matt? If it wasn't for if it weren't for a certain man of centre back just being all over the shop, did Coutinho not do his part in trying to win us the league?
That wants to be R9 against us. Ollie Watkins missed about 3 1-on-1s, did he not, or something like that?
If it wasn't for Mings, Coutinho actually helped Liverpool win the league. But...
Shoulda, woulda, coulda, bruv. If I started doing MMA at the age of 3, maybe I'd be in the UFC now. But hey, I didn't, and I'm on Kopish. So, bun him, bro. Waste, man. Ozan says, Drift, you like the green checkerboard away shirt?
I do. I don't think it's the best thing ever, but I do like it. It's nice. I like it.
It's growing on me still.
I actually think all the kits for next season are looking quite nice right now. Like, I don't have any issues.
The green one's growing on me. I don't have like any
issues.
Last
season was a little bit of an issue, but yeah, this season I'm good with it.
I'm not feeling that kit. I really like the goalkeeper kit and the home kit though.
What, even when Robbie Fowler put it on, Cal, you didn't like it then?
I wasn't feeling it.
All right, fair play.
The goalie kit is fire. Oh my days!
The best kits every season.
The goalie kit is fire.
Yeah, that's me, man. Sultan says, I get him. He left Milan to live in Tyne. Respect. He had life made for him in Milan as well. He actually did.
Do you know what? I'm not going to lie. Milan is a beautiful city, but I think Newcastle's getting a bit disrespected. It's a nice city, you know?
Yeah, it's not Milan, though.
No, but like people are talking about Newcastle like it's a like Newcastle's nice, man.
No, it is.
People are cool.
Have you been to
like,
Milan? Have you been to Milan?
I haven't been to Milan.
Milan's it's beautiful out there, bro.
But I'm saying people are just shitting on Newcastle. Like,
no, I don't think it's that. I think people are saying
I've been to Newcastle as well, and it's nice up there.
Yeah, it's nice up there. People are shitting on it. Like,
Milan's different. Well, people, if you haven't already, smash the like button. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Also, make sure you click the notification bell and follow us on social media to keep up to date with what we'll be doing for the rest of the week. Fellas, it's been a pleasure as always. It's been an emotional one. Drift, do I have to switch on the camera outside the house today, or are we good?
No, we're good, man. You're entitled to your opinion, bro.
I'll definitely switch it on.
You're entitled to your opinion.
I think you're entitled to your opinion, man.
Yeah,
no, that's
I'm
you,
definitely
man.
going to switch it on, bro.
Man said that's you.
You're going to see a masked man outside just smashing the windows out of the car, bro. Drift, is that you? No. Yeah, I'll switch on the camera. People, it's been a pleasure as always. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section. Until we see you next time, stay safe, stay blessed with Kopish and Route People. Take care.
Peace.
Love people.